How do you do? It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Right. Fucking thing sucks!
Holy fucking shit. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. I am so ready to move out of here because for the last week or so, my apartment has been having a makeover because they're going to raise the price soon. They warned us one day that they were going to clean the balcony. I think I mentioned that during a show. And then ever since then, they've been here every day making noise without letting us know at all. So that's been really fun. And they banged on the door right then as I turned on the camera. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to one of hopefully the last podcasts with this fucking background. God damn. Let's do... I don't care if I get kicked off. I wanted the... Anyway, let's do the show. Hope you're all doing well, having a good time. Hopefully a metal beginning of summer. It's coming up right around the corner. Goddamn. We're like a week away from June or so, and then it's peak summertime. Show us the kitty of doom. I tried to, and then I was very rudely interrupted. Shit, where are we at? I'm trying to jump up to... I'm thrown all over the place, man. I'm trying to get it together here. I have a couple of fun, interesting videos to react to. And a couple of news things popped up. Actually, I was thinking of not doing the show at all. Just because I didn't really feel like I had that many things to talk about. And then both Wacken and Milwaukee Metal Fest dropped their running orders earlier this morning. And I was like, you saved the show. Thank you. So I figure we'll definitely go over those while I try to calm down. Dark Insanity, Milwaukee Metal Milwaukee Metal Fest win. We would be down. We weren't invited this time, but if it happens, we would definitely do it. Trying to think. Hang on. Oh, yeah, I mentioned before that I was supposed to do an interview with Josta, and I think that's supposed to still happen, but he's been hard to kind of wrangle. You know how frontmen are. I'm never on time to my own show. So trying to get two vocalists together in the same location, in the same live stream is very difficult, but it will happen soon. I'd go see your set. Thank you. I appreciate that. Dark Insanity's single that we've been talking about for like 17 years now is finally going to be coming out, let's say, in the next 2 weeks at some point. Last I heard, we were supposed to get that artwork back sometime this week. And then after that, we're good. We just need to post up and set everything, and then it will be ready to be fully released. So look forward to that. It's not just something I've been making up. It's not like the Canadian Kaiju campaign. It's actually a real thing that's actually there and is going to be able to be listened to. I mean, what? The Canadian Kaiju campaign is definitely happening. So what's good with them free Dark Insanity tickets? We play free shows sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. So that's on you. You have to come to the location where the tickets are free. How about that? Reverse Uno. Will you have a photo pass at Milwaukee Metal Fest this year? I have the other years, so I should. I have not gotten any like confirmation stuff yet, but when I've gone the other years, I've gotten it, so I'm assuming so. We shall see. All right, let me jump back up to some of the beginning comments, and then we will continue going on. Have you seen on Saturday at Milwaukee, Joshua gonna do Slayer songs with some guests? I did not actually see that because I was specifically avoiding looking at the lineup so we could react to it on here. Yeah, I saw that it was announced, and I pulled up the post, and I was like, "Oh, I'll react to it on the stream." So I didn't, but that'll be cool. I'd watch that. Where are we at? Happy Wyatt's Wednesday, everyone. Hoping all of your Wednesdays are going well. I was just thinking that when I do move, I should AI a gym setup in the background and just piss people off. I still get those comments sometimes. This year's the strongest lineup they've had since I started going, in my opinion. Oh, I think you're talking about, Maryland Death Fest. I wanted to go to Maryland Death Fest. I was talking about it. I was just looking it up the other day. Flights are fucking expensive. It's weird. Like, a lot more expensive than I thought they would be, or I thought were kind of worth it, honestly. But I wanted to go because I did really like the lineup. I've been wanting to go to the festival. Perhaps when I change locations, it will be easier to get to. Something stupid what Dom said. I'm not going to go this year because I got a show and fest soon, but the lineup looks sick. It's kind of weird that as an American metalhead who's been going to metal festivals for over like 10 years now, I'd never went to Maryland Death Fest. It will happen. It will happen. Are you bringing your workout equipment or disposing of it? If bringing it, start the show doing pull-ups when the time comes. It depends. It depends on where I move to, because if the place has a gym, then no, why would I keep it? But if the place doesn't have one, then yeah, I will, and continue to put it in. I'll put it more around me, so it's like the only thing you see. I should like intentionally put extra dust on it. Just put like spider webs on it and add more shit over it. It may or may not occasionally be used as a drying rack for when the dryer here doesn't work. But it is also a gym that is occasionally used sometimes. What? The E-line says, I wonder if Sabaton is inspired by the war with Iran. A new song or two, possibly. I feel like they probably smartly avoid more modern day conflicts and try to stick to historical ones. Or maybe not, but that might seem kind of like jumping on a bandwagon or pandering, or rather. But maybe if Sabaton continues to the point like Kiss does, where they'll have avatars of themselves in 100 years, then it'll be cool to talk about it. Was anyone else at Sonic Temple Sunday? I was not. People in the chat, let them know. If anyone went to Sonic Temple, how was it? It looked pretty cool. Festival season is in full swing right now. The pull-up bar really ties the room together. Lebowski had the rug. Wyatt got the pull-up bar. Nobody pee on it. No one has, surprisingly enough, even with little baby Rocket around. Never happened, actually. He's been surprisingly good. He only ever didn't go in the litter box once, and it was the first time a neighbor cat came up to the window and freaked him the fuck out. So it was kind of like, I understand you were scared, but don't ever do that again. But he's that one time, and that was it. He's surprisingly smart, which can be frustrating when I know he's intentionally doing things to piss me off. Strange how that Sabaton never covered the Great Emu War. One song I've been wanting them to do forever, but they never have, is the Wojtek the Soldier Bear, the Polish unit that adopted a bear during World War II. This is literally the greatest war story I've ever heard in my fucking life. It should be a movie. A really like cheesy kind of like B-movie war one. But if you guys don't know the story, let me say it really quick because it's really fun. It'll put me in a better mood. During World War II, there was this Polish unit that was traveling through, I think, it was either they were traveling through Afghanistan or they came across an Afghani kid that had a little cub bear with them. And the Polish unit either adopted it or paid for it or something happened to the kid. But I don't know about that detail. But the Polish unit got this bear and they raised it. And it grew up along the men hanging out with them, and they would give it cigarettes and beer. This bear would straight up like be drinking the beer bottles and like eating the cigarettes they gave him. When the time came for that unit to move, they weren't allowed to have pets with them, I believe. So the unit enlisted the bear Wojtek as an actual member of it, of like one of the soldiers. I'm pulling this up because this is a true story. And it gets better. Wojtek soldier bear, coolest fucking story of all time. It's metal. A bear that carries weapons in World War II is metal as fuck, all right? Wojtek, Syrian brown bear, Syrian. There's statues of him in Poland and in Russia. I think I heard that this picture was actually fake, but I'm not sure. But there's this one I'm pretty sure is actually real, of someone feeding him cigarettes. But yeah, so the unit actually enlisted him as a member. He had a fucking insignia and everything. Here we go. You guys can see this page, right? Yeah. Wikipedia, very reliable source of information. He was purchased by Polish soldiers from an Iranian shepherd near Iran during World War II. Wojtek accompanied the 2nd Polish Corps to Italy, serving under the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. This bear was a fucking veteran. During the war, he got used to like picking up boxes and carrying them around with him. There's a story on here where he beat up a Nazi in one of their showers. This is all boring. Let's get to the cool part. See, look, bear carrying thing. We'll get to metal stuff in a moment, but tell me this is not way cooler than probably the other stories we're going to get to. Wojtek with artillery shells. I need to put this on a battle patch or on a battle jacket. That would be epic. As an enlisted soldier with his own pay book, rank, and serial number, he lived with the other men in the tents or in a special wooden crate, which is transported by truck. Also, I'm going to note how I don't think anyone asked me to go on this rant, but fuck you, I'm doing it anyway. At least one account exists of a British soldier recalling seeing a bear carrying crates of ammunition. Imagine being a German in World War II. Polish units coming up, attacking you, and then a fucking giant bear is running up with carrying an ammunition case. Do you just end it right there? Do you try to surrender but then just get mauled? Oh, where's the story of when he was in the shower? Because that one was awesome. That sounds very out of context. Bad, but... yeah, he was officially drafted in the Polish army. Oh, where's the story over there? Come on. There was a story where some fucking Nazi spy had snuck into their unit in the shower area, and Wojtek was hungry for a midnight snack and went in there and found him and beat the shit out of him. Yeah. True story. Metal as fuck. Coolest thing you've heard all day, right? This is a real statue. Possibly the only animal of all time to be as cool as Rocket. I was going to say cooler, but difficult. Anyway, all right, enough about bear metal. Alex Terrible, make a song about that. With all your bear shit. Right to bear arms, you say? Great idea for Sabaton. I know, we've been saying that for fucking ever. That'd be perfect idea for a song. I know they know the story, but they haven't done it. Wyatt's unit is huge. Pause. He just needed the bare necessities. Exactly. Cigarettes, beer, bloodshed. War. It's fantastic. Polish battle jacket with Behemoth and Wojtek on it. That would be cool. Batushka, all the bands. What happened is the bear liked to play in the water and wasn't allowed to, so he'd sneak in the showers at night to play and found the spy and wanted to play wrestle with him because the troops would do so. I think that is actually what the story was. You can imagine as a spy who wasn't expecting a fucking bear to pop up in the middle of the war. You turn the corner and show like, oh my God! That needs to be a move. That's why I was really excited when the Cocaine Bear movie was announced. Because I thought it was going to be stupid hilarious, and it was surprisingly boring. I would have shit myself, right? Yeah. You're a kid at war. You're probably like 19 years old, wandering into this shower area, turn around, a giant bear right in your fucking face. Right, Rocket? He's laying right here now. Real black bear roars in black metal song. That would be brutal. Said I liked Coke Bear. You did? I thought it was surprisingly boring. I guess I thought it would be funnier, but yeah. You ever watched the movie Grizzly from the 70s? Good B movie. No, I've never even heard of it. But it'd probably be entertaining. Why you got to sell Dark Insanity patches at Milwaukee Metal Fest? We don't have any patches yet, actually. I don't even have one. Once we get them made, they'll definitely be available everywhere. Shit, if I go, I'll try to bring some stuff. But we've been very slow at getting all of our shit together. I'm still waiting to get totally confirmed to go to Milwaukee Metal Fest, but I still have every intention of going. But sometimes life comes at you fast. Ferris Bueller quote. What are we going to talk about today? I had some funny shit pulled up, some cool shit. Let's start with an epic tour that got announced for America. Everywhere else can fuck off. It's only about America. At least just for this tour. Arch Enemy and the Black Dahlia Murder announced Wrath Across America Fall 2026 tour. And that already is pretty good for people. But the rest of this is killer as fuck too. So the tour is Arch Enemy with Lauren Hart now. Rocket's ripping up the couch because he's excited. The Black Dahlia Murder, Septic Flesh with Crypta, and even Thrown Into Exile on there, who are LA awesome band. I would go just for these three. That alone, I would be like, holy shit, that's an epic fucking show. The addition of this is great. Even like if you're curious to see Arch Enemy now with Lauren, or if you're excited about them again now, then this is a killer as fuck lineup. I feel like, to their credit, Arch Enemy usually do play with some killer bands on tour. I know I've seen them with like Behemoth, At the Gates. I think that was the same tour. Someone said you'd buy a Rocket patch. That's a good fucking idea. I need to make Rocket merch. I know it's coming. It's coming at some point, but not there yet. Dude, Septic Flesh is so bad. I know. I love the shit out of Septic Flesh. And I love the shit out of Crypta. And Thrown Out Exile is killer as fuck live. I'm telling, like, if this show was just those three, I would be stoked. The addition of the other two, I'm like, god damn. Like, this and the Dimmu tour are some of the first tours in a little while where I've seen the lineup and been like, holy shit. All right, I want to go to that one. I feel like lately it's been a lot of a cool band and then whatever band's on board, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but this and Dimmu, I feel like I'm going to be at. Just going for the Black Dahlia Murder and Crypta, then even that alone is a killer show. Like, all these bands are rad. I think this is a fantastic tour lineup. It threw me off for it. Looks like fucking Klansman right here. Does it not? Does this kind of look like a fucking Ku Klux Klan thing right here? I mean, just like at the corner of my eye, I was like, what? That wouldn't be. This isn't a black metal show. I thought we were looking at Metal Threat for a minute. Don't be retarded like me. They will return to North America to slay. I don't care about what Arch Enemy's PR statement is. At this day and age, why does anyone even write PR at R? Just have fucking AI, just bloop. Here you go. Same thing. You don't need PR anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care about your spiel. All right, dates. Riverside, motherfucker, October 5th. And then we're going damn near. Oh, it doesn't look like there's a Bay Area date. Do they come back? Florida. That's a rare one. I thought about maybe moving to Florida, but they don't get enough concerts. Oh, wow. Yeah. Even like just Riverside, not like a lot of bands will do somewhere in SoCal that's not LA and then round back out coming back to LA, but it looks like they are not. Well, October 5th, Riverside. Shit, I think that's during Aftershock, right? I'm probably going to not be there. Damn it. Because I'll be at day 2 of Aftershock. Well, I mainly want to see these 3, so I'll go early and then go catch a flight. But yeah, who's excited for that tour? No Bay Area or Northern California date. Fucking lame. Honestly, I do feel bad for you guys, but as someone who used to live there, I get it. Yeah, I understand. All of my first shows were at Mountain View Amphitheater, Slim's, the Warfield. Took a couple of years to finally see shows at DNA Lounge, but then that did happen. Those were kind of the main places where I saw a lot of my first concerts at. Riverside, the armpit of California. A bunch of my friends live there, but yeah. It's not like a great place. The best thing about Riverside is that Chappelle show skit with Wayne Brady, where right before he pulls out the AK to shoot at Donnell, he goes, "Riverside, motherfucker," and drives off. That shit is hilarious. That's the only cool thing about Riverside in its entire history. Yo, Wyatt, I know you a big Blues Brothers fan, correct? So did you know that the current Pope dressed up as one of the Blues Brothers in his youth? The pic is on the internet. No. That instantly makes me like him a little bit more. I don't know anything else about him, but respect. He's the American Pope, right? The Pope Blues Brothers. If he sang the fucking James Brown song while doing the dance, that would have been... I'd become a Catholic just because of that. Viral photos from 1982 show Pope Leo, born in Chicago, dressed as a Blues Brothers character. You should do it again. Damn, he looks the part. Actually, look at this. Okay. I can see it. I didn't know that the Pope could be American. I thought they had to be either Italian or fucking descendant from Jesus or whatever. I don't know how it works. That would be so strange. Like, imagine this very old Catholic priest in somewhere in Europe, dreaming all his life about like going to the Vatican, goes and meets the Pope, and the Pope's like, "Hey, how you doing? You like this baseball team?" It's a little weird. That's cool as fuck. Respect. $2 super chat from Dooskidoodles. You could travel in time. What concert would you see? Oh, I said it before in a video. Was it 2003? Where it was Iron Maiden, Motorhead, and Dio? That one for sure. I would want to travel back to the 80s to see Metallica, because when they were good, they were fucking good. Some of their live footage from the early days is killer as fuck. Even like the early stuff with Jason Newsted, it was killer as fuck. I would like to see that. I don't know who else. I would go back in time and change nothing. I would take selfies at all of the world-changing horrific events and not change anything and be like, "Ha, ultimate Coachella influencer moment." during the invasion of France, I would just be saying there, just like, I agree. I saw Metallica on their first 3 album tours. Dude, yeah, that would have been fucking nuts. For sure. You can make fun of Metallica now as much as deserved. I've seen Metallica now, and yeah, half of it is like, oh, sick, fuck yeah. And the other half is like, did Ozzy and Motorhead ever tour? If so, that would be cool. I think so. That sounds like something that probably happened. That Chappelle Show sketch you were referring to wasn't the blind white supremacist one, right? No, it wasn't. No, it was when Wayne Brady was on the show, and Wayne Brady has this image of being such like a vanilla, normal like daytime TV guy, and then they did a skit on Chappelle's Show where he was acting like all ghetto and gangster, and he was shooting people and doing drugs. That one. Anyway. If the Pope can be from anywhere, I think it should be Rocket, right? I think we can all agree on that. Rage Mage says 199 super chat. Thank you for that, by the way. Do you switch up the shades, or are those the go-tos? That is a good question, actually. I was wearing the ones that had the green part, and then I refound these ones. I found these at my band practice space after like months. Those green ones, I don't remember where they went. I might have left them in my car as like a backup. I did, when I was in Austin, got new like normal looking sunglasses, but I put them on for the beginning of one podcast, and I didn't like the look. It looked terrible, so I was like, fuck it. So now I'm back to these stage ones. So yeah, good question. Also, did you see the 99-year-old grandma who crowd surfed recently? I saw it come up. I didn't watch the video. We might as well look at that. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I did see the old grandma that got swatted while she was streaming, these motherfuckers. It's not metal related, but there's this old lady, 81-year-old. She was a streamer. I think she mostly played like Minecraft and shit. She's doing a streamathon, and some asshole had her swatted. Old lady in the middle of the night, SWAT shows up. They didn't do anything. They figured it was probably bullshit, but they did walk in to her room with guns. I'd be like, my grandma would have freaked the fuck out. Grandma crowd surfs. By the way, every old woman is referred to as grandma. It doesn't matter if they're actually a grandma or not. Here's a short of it. Granny. This almost looks AI. I know it's not, but it kind of looks like it for a sec. Maybe it is. Old people aren't real. It's just AI. We're watching this for the first time together.
Wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What band is this?
Here is going to become the oldest roller to crowd surf.
My grandma would be fucking terrified. She's doing it though. Honestly, that's way better on the stretcher. Wait, I didn't mean to rhyme.
You're probably wondering
Fuck
how
yeah.
I ended up in this situation.
Respect your fucking elders. That was awesome. Shout out to her and whoever that band is. Respect. Some people are old when they're in their 20s. I was just holding you. What? Everyone wants to interrupt the fucking show. At least you're cute. Shout out to the old lady. What were we talking about? You know, since we were talking about that, I'm going to pull... It's a quick video, but the 81-year-old who was fucking swatted is ridiculous. 1-year-old swatted. This one. And we all know that you guys come to the Wyatt's Metal channel to watch daytime news and watch Mojo. That's why this is the #1 metal channel on YouTube. No, I just saw this video earlier. It's fucking crazy. Watch.
A Valley grandma who went viral for playing video games to raise money for her grandson's medical bills just had her home swatted. Police swarmed the area after being falsely told that she had been shot and killed.
She and her grandson said that
there's some old people where if you said the sentence, a grandmother was swatted while she was streaming, they would say, what? What the fuck do those words mean?
Down with 12 News journalist
Are you having a seizure?
Chase Golightly to talk about the scary situation and how it isn't stopping her from doing what she loves.
She's known as Grandma Crackers.
I need to
Shout out Grandma Crackers, friend of the channel.
get some food for the cats.
Dude, I don't even play with a keyboard. I play with a fucking controller. I see old people using it. I'm like, damn.
The 81-year-old YouTube sensation, whose real name is Sue Jackwit, has more than 600,000 subscribers. She makes Minecraft videos to help pay for her grandson, Jack Self's medical bills.
The insurance company won't touch.
With the help of Jack and his brother Austin, she streamed for the past 15 days, 24/7, to raise money. It's her first time doing something like this. And Monday night was another first for her and her family.
Did you ever think it was going to happen to you?
No.
Just after 11 p.m., they got a call from police.
We got a call that Jack shot his grandma and killed her, and that he was going to kill himself. And right then,
turns out that was a lie.
I was like, whoa. Right as I heard that, it was kind of like a punch to the stomach.
Jack.
So this means that somebody intentionally swatted an 81-year-old grandmother and her sick grandson. There are evil people out there, folks.
Explained that wasn't the case, that this was a swatting call, a situation where someone makes a false report to 911. It's a felony that has happened countless times to streamers all over the country. Still, police had to take
people who do swatting should get 10-year prison sentence.
The situation seriously. They say Queen Creek police in full gear surrounded their home, asking each person to step outside with their hands up.
There were like 10, 15 cops, all with riot shields, ARs. All of them had ARs. And bright lights that can see down the whole street.
Jack says they then started going through the house and then checked on Grandma Crackers, who was asleep. Her stream shows officers walking into her room, eventually waking her up.
She has a live stream going while she's fucking asleep, and police walk in with guns. Was anyone watching right now who didn't know what was going on? First of all, why are you watching an old woman sleep live, and then a bunch of guns walk in? That's got to be bizarre.
They came in and one person took one arm and the other, and they just sort of escorted me out, and they were apologizing. And there was a police lady, gorgeous, beautiful brown eyes. She was so sweet, but I think she could have kicked butt, you know, if there'd been a problem. I just wondered what my grandkids had done.
They say officers were there for 3 hours investigating and determined it was in fact a swatting call.
They're not exactly sure.
Like 3 hours to investigate that.
Or where it was from.
The family wondering who would ever do something like this to them.
Whether it's harm or they want us to get upset or they want to upset Grandma Crackers on stream, the police...
He's very cool about it. I feel like my grandmother would be having a panic attack for weeks.
We're so professional and amazing.
While it was scary, this gaming grandma wasn't going to let it stop her.
I've got to get up tomorrow. I can't stay up and stew about this, so I took a Benadryl and went to bed.
The next day,
she's base as fuck.
She was back streaming.
Well, it makes you, you think, they're not going to tell me what I can do. They're not going to make me afraid to do that.
Receiving thousands of comments from her.
Yeah, I'm not the only one who gets retarded haters.
Viewers showing their support.
They've been so kind and they've been concerned about how I was. How are you doing?
While it's an experience they wish they didn't have to go through, it's brought their family and community closer.
I can't thank people enough for how kind they are to her.
Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. Go, Grandma.
Thanks, Grandma Crackers, friend of the channel. Awesome story. Respect your elders. $5 super chat from Do Skitty Doodles. If I could time travel, I would book Motorhead to play Bomber album on the World Trade. God damn. You know what?
Move this man!
That's right. That's right. Like, I don't care. Don't wake me up, especially. I would have not had a polite response. I mean, I would have tried to recover after I figure out what's going on, but waking up to machine guns in your face is usually not pleasant for anybody. How did she get swatted before you? She obviously talks way more shit than I do. Whoever was still watching is fucking weird. Yeah, totally. These people are applauding that joke. I feel like we owe him money after that super chat joke. It was clever. It was clever. Yeah. I'm not saying I hated the joke. I'm saying booze, man. Wyatt, I asked you if your head sticks to magnets or are you a poser? I usually get pulled to the side when I go to airports. I don't know if that means anything. But I still got a couple of cool things to talk about. Well, let's talk about the very funny thing. Speaking of interruptions, a very Death Clock thing happened to Death Clock. This sounds like it would be in their show. Death Clock's fog caused the venue's fire alarm to go off, canceling their Milwaukee show early. Doesn't that just sound like it would be one of their episodes? Death Clock's set in Milwaukee was cut short last night after smoke fog effects reportedly triggered the venue's fire alarm. Concert goers say the fire alarm went off around 8 songs into the performance, stopping the show mid Black Fire. Oh, come on. This is just an episode of the show. This is staged. This is staged. It's all a psyop. No. Death Clock creator said, "Thank you for your cooperation at tonight's show. Since the show ended early, we're working with the venue to make this right for you. Ticket holders will receive an email with more information soon." Death Clock parking lot show, maybe. Death Clock was in the middle of Black Fire Upon Us and the fire alarm went off. You can't write these headlines. That is pretty metal, right? We were talking about a cartoon made the fire alarm go off. Where's the video?
A fire alarm or something?
It's a bad sign when all the lights come on all of a sudden. If it was just the fire alarm, everyone would have thought it was part of the show. I'm going to make a bad joke, but I'm going to refrain. That's a very good point. Death Clock didn't end early. The venue pulled a Gina Carano.
Do you know that's what they use to test smoke detectors? Yeah. So like, if you do a building, they do like.
How long do you wait there for? Is the question.
They do like building tests for like warning system.
Especially be weird because Death Clock is a very theatrical band. They have a lot of shit going on stage. It's not like, you know, Cannibal Corpse are playing and then suddenly it's thrown off. There has to be a couple moments where people are like, is this part of the show? I feel like a lot.
Mixing it into his set. Wasn't that song Bright Fire Apart?
And I can't tell if this is smoke or if this is just like the fog in the venue that happens. Oh, did it happen here?
This and get you back to your normal life.
Don't copyright me, cartoon. Is it? I didn't hear no fire alarm. Anyway, that sucks. How pissed off would you be if your show got canceled because of a fire alarm? I'd be like, something better seriously be on fire. Dragged in the Sunlight set off fire alarms last year too. Nice. That's the sign of a true metal band. What? Rocket wants something. Pulled the Carano. Dude, I love Gina Carano. I was like super stoked to see her big comeback, get her body back together, getting like hotter than ever, honestly. But God, that was fucking embarrassing. Holy shit. Yeah. Was there? I want to get paid $1 million to get thrown on the ground for 17 seconds. Shit. The one fight that I actually fucking watch, because I don't normally tune into these things unless it's like a really big one that everybody is also tuning into. But I wanted to see Gina's comeback, and it was embarrassing. But she did lose 100 pounds and won $1 million. So, I mean, she still won in the end. I wanted Rousey to win, but not that good. Like, to be fair, as soon as she walked into the ring, Ronda looked like she was ready to kill. I immediately was like, I would be scared if I walked by and that was looking at me like that. But that was still bullshit. Come on. To be honest, I couldn't last. To be honest, I could last 17 seconds with Ronda. There was a funny meme going around that was saying like, to be fair, I could only last 17 seconds with Gina as well. Before the pandemic, I went to a metal show at the brewery because one of the bands used a smoke machine, and for a while the alarm went off, and then the show went on afterwards. I know it's not the same thing, but it's kind of like a metal band's playing in the car. Everyone has to stop and just wait for it to stop and be like, all right, where were we? Ugh. That fight could have been an email. It really could have. It really could have. It was a sneeze and you miss it fight. But what can you do? Like, one of my friends was texting me during that saying, like, dude, this fight is totally rigged. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. And then that happened, and I was like, But I don't know. Now the story is out that Tyson was on a mushroom psychedelic before the Jake Paul fight. I mean, doesn't he microdose? If he microdoses, I wouldn't necessarily. Depends how much a microdose is for Mike Tyson. A microdose. Welcome to the Wyatt's Metal channel. Speaking of something that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but it's cool. Someone that, to be fair, I've been giving a lot of shit on here lately because he's been annoying, to be honest, in the media. Randy Bly, who is very politically annoying at the moment. Every headline you see of him is, you know, what you could see off of a Stephen Colbert report. But Randy did something that is undeniably fucking awesome recently, and we have to show and give credit for it. Lamb of God's Randy Bly lets fan battling cancer shave his head backstage at Welcome to Rockville. Because Randy is a cool dude. I think his political takes are not great. But he still does do a lot of cool shit. There's a whole ass video of it, right? Yeah, I think this is it. Let's see. I am the table. To be fair, I'd take shrooms too if I had to be in the presence of Jake Paul. That would make it so much fucking worse. My God. That sounds just annoying on every level. This podcast is less and less about metal every week. I'm going to take this completely out of context right now. So clip this moment that Brandon Riffs is booing a cancer patient and Randy Bly helping them. How could you do this, Brandon Riffs? You are a horrible, hateful person. We're talking about an undeniably loving, cool act between metal brothers and sisters, and you come in here hating on it.
Move this man!
Repent too. So people are saying repent. I should not forget that one. Person I'm picking on for no reason at all. It's turning more and more into a mainstream media show every week. Repent. Yeah, clip that. No, I know. It just came up at a hilarious time, so I want it to be funny. But now I'm going to clip that out of context and make you look like a dick. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, Randy Bly letting a cancer patient shave his head is the most metal act of kindness ever recorded. It was cool. Oh, wait. I knew it was going to do that. Hold up. The video's coming. It has to think. Thinking's hard for the droids. Share this screen. Where am I? Okay. All right. Well, he said that he met her earlier.
Not only did he say my name, but he got everyone to say, talked about me as if I was a friend he knew for years and years and years, and I just met him like a few hours ago.
Hi! How are you? I've been looking forward to seeing you.
And the greatest thing ever, I got to shave his head.
She shaved her hair when she started chemo. I shaved my hair with her too.
Yeah.
So we were both.
Oh, so did my son too.
I brought clippers. You want to shave mine?
Oh my gosh! I was literally waiting for him to say I'm joking after like him asking, "Do you want to shave my head?"
I would be too.
Alien.
What the fuck?
I was like, "Do you really want?"
Pause. Interruption. I would be nervous just because I've never shaved anyone's head. What if you fucked up and he performs just bleeding everywhere?
Your head shaved?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna shave Randy's hair. I just want to say thank you, Randy. It's good to see someone on that level kind of see me.
He's like, God damn it, stop doing that. Whoever that is, fuck off. He's like, I just saved money on a haircut by getting a fan to do. No, I'm being a dick. Undeniably fucking really cool thing to do.
Their drummer came off stage, took his gloves off, and just put his gloves on me that he wore during the set.
Ew.
And I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And like, I got a drumstick and a pick as well, like ones that they use.
You're like, you put this soggy ass glove on my hand. What the fuck?
Email me okay, and I want to get your address and send you some books.
I just want to say thank you, Randy, so much. You're just an amazing, amazing soul. And it was so great to meet you.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very fucking cool. Good on Randy.
There.
Also, that's gotta be such a good feeling to go from having hair to shaving it off and then going right onto stage. Your scalp must be like, holy shit. It'd be like shaving your head and then diving out of an airplane. You're like, this is the best my scalp has ever felt. Diabetes. Exactly. Yeah, cool as fuck. Good on Randy. If I had an opposite of the boo this man, woo Randy for that one. I have cancer. Can I make you be bald too? I don't no. I'm not Randy. you can fuck off. I shaved my own head 2 years ago and did a pretty poor job at it. I've never done the full shaved head. I've done pretty short, but I would be nervous. I feel like I'd be looking like I'd been scalped if I tried to do it myself. Dude, going bald in the last year is something I should have done a decade ago. Really? Why is that? You're just trying to brainwash me into shaving my head so everybody can make fun of me. I don't trust you. I'm going to make fun of you out of context like I did the other guy. $2 super chat for Dusky Doodles said, how did that happen to Death Clock before Rammstein? Rammstein plays outside. Problem solved. Death Clock should have thought of that. Death Clock should tour with Rammstein. That just came to mind. That'd be cool. 199 super chat from Rage Mage. Can you last 17 seconds in a fight against Randy? I mean, I'd have no desire to fight Randy, but I'm not saying I would win because I'm 100% certain Randy's been in more fights than I have. I would hope, I think I'd last more than 17 fucking seconds, but I'm not a fighter. I'm a roaster. Right, Rocket? I saw Lamb of God at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Randy had his dreads then. I saw him 2 months later with Pantera and he was buzzed. Yeah, at that Milwaukee Metal Fest, I was in the photo pit area and Randy's hair is fucking like dangling right over me as I'm filming. All right. Rammstein Ministry, KMFDM, 9 Inch Nails. That would be nuts. I did see Rammstein with Combi Christ, and that was very cool. Rammstein and Keanu and Fabio tour. I would be there. People would be scared. Probably. Post that on the internet. Everybody freak out. The old drummer used to beat up Randy all the time. I don't know about all the time. Isn't there one video of them fighting? Was that even him? I know it was Randy. I don't remember if it was it Chris or someone else. Anyway, shout out to Randy Bly. That was very cool. Shout out to people who respect their fans. Speaking of cool band stuff, a band that disappeared, unfortunately, but is coming back, Power Trip, have been in the studio recording their first new material following Riley Gale's death. A lot of speculation if they were going to come back and do new songs or not. And it seems so. Power Trip have returned to the studio and appear to be closing in on their first new material since the death of Riley Gale. They've been working with producer Jacob Hansen, whoever the fuck that is. Sessions come after Power Trip signed with Blue Grape Music in March and will mark their first proper body of work since Gale's death from an accidental overdose. It's one of the first places I've seen actually mention that. There you go. Dramatic magic is being made. Big news coming soon from Power Trip. 4/14. Isn't that? We're past that. Yeah. Power Trip in the studio. How do people feel about that? Should they be continuing despite Riley Gale's death? Should they not be? Should they just do whatever that other band was they were doing? It was Mark and Randy Was Drunk, the Lamb of God video. Their that tour DVD, I think it was Philadelphia, where they're just being really ridiculous on tour. That kind of got me into the band. It took me a while when I first got into metal to get into Lamb of God, and seeing their funny stuff was kind of like, all right, I'll give this band more of a chance. As I said earlier, there was a show announcement for Edmonton today with Power Trip and Sacrifice together on it. Oh shit, nice. Yeah, I've seen Power Trip since they've come back, But the new stuff is going to be interesting. I think it could be good. I support them doing it. Have you seen the Red Letter Media video where they read all the death metal bands that played at Milwaukee Metal Fest? It's kind of funny, actually, and I'm a fan of those guys. I did see that, yeah. People were mentioning that before. Now I'm remembering it. I liked their prequel breakdowns. That shit was fucking hilarious. Anyway, what else were we talking about? Oh. You know what? This is very short, and then I'll pull up another thing. But I found this earlier when I was scrolling around for subjects. What were the sentence you heard earlier that no one would believe was real? That 81-year-old streamer gets swatted. Here's another sentence you've never thought you would hear. John Wick is a fan of baby metal. I found this interview earlier with Dogstar, Keanu Reeves' band. That's not metal. It's kind of like alternative rock. And they had this little segment here that I thought was funny. You guys can hear this. By the way, Keanu aged quickly.
At my festival, you mentioned the other day you had good experiences with other bands, I know that's not Keanu. That's not what I meant. That's not Keanu Reeves, the Danny DeVito looking guy. I meant that when the camera cuts to Keanu in a moment, he looks kind of homeless. One thing I do love about festivals is it brings together different types of music, different generations of artists. But what's it been like for you to get to be in the community of, I'm sure there's some people you played with in the 90s still out there, but there's a lot of bands probably weren't around.
We got to meet baby metal.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's, yeah. No, you're right. I think it is.
Baby metal?
No.
From Japan?
I do. I just got back from my first trip to Japan like a year ago.
You gotta check out
baby metal.
Baby metal's been around for a long time, but it's epic. Heavy metal, baby metal. It's so good.
An all-girl band.
Keanu Reeves is welcome on the podcast anytime to talk about baby metal. That would be awesome.
Just
really? Well, girlfriends.
Yeah, right. That's right. The musicians.
That's so crazy because I went to Japan. My wife said, we're going to Japan. I said, I'll only go if we can go right to Tower Records in Tokyo. Off the plane, I want to go buy Shonen Knife, which was
See, some Hollywood actors ride around with their whole entourage, only going to like the Oscars and the rich events. Keanu Reeves shows up on some podcast with 50,000 subscribers, eating tacos, talking about baby metal.
Three women who I think they've just done a reunion, but they were my favorite band.
And like the Pixies.
Yes, I saw them at the Roxy, and I've been in love with them. They were one of my first dates with my wife. I couldn't find like any of their releases. It's probably because baby metal is what I should have been looking for. That's the new Shonen Knife.
A real deal.
Great.
If they don't clip Keanu right there talking about them, that's free.
Somewhere in Japan, there's three women who are going to be thrilled.
I go see the Parrots in Roppongi, the Beatles cover band, the Parrots. They're phenomenal.
I think that's pretty much all it was, covering it. But a video popped up earlier. Keanu Reeves loves baby metal. Like, what? Is baby metal a band or a style of metal? Honestly, it's becoming more mixed between the two because baby metal is a product, a band. And at the time, they were kind of like the only thing doing that. But now there's a bunch of other bands that are very similar to baby metal, but try to change it up. But they all happen to have three Asian girls in it making cutesy noises over metal. But yeah, Keanu Reeves, welcome on the channel anytime to talk about his love of metal. There are two people that I would honestly really like to have come on the channel because I think it would be interesting to talk about stuff. Is one Keanu Reeves, just talk about entirely about music and metal and everything. The other one I would like to interview, if it were to happen, Jack Osborne. He's been very entertaining and interesting with his streaming stuff. And just the other day, he went live with Jamie Kennedy because he was part of the most American activity in all of the land, a random shooting. Jack Osborne talking about seeing someone get shot.
No one's on yet.
No one's here.
No one's here.
So
We'll wait. We'll wait.
just
We'll wait.
hang out.
Yeah, just hang out for a second. Let some people trickle in.
Yeah.
Because we got some exciting stories to tell.
Come on up.
Yeah. No one's in there. Yeah, we can stand here. Is anyone here yet? No. Oh, hey, what's up? Okay. Great. People are showing up. We got something really interesting to share. Right, Jamie? All right. First of all, this is the scene that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Look at all this action.
Wait, I hope
America's fucked.
people are okay.
Yeah, people are okay. People are okay. We know that. Look, the ambulance is leaving. All right. So, Jamie.
We decided. Wait, you start the story.
Yeah, we decided to go for a little hot chicken dinner
Hot chicken.
in Louisville.
It's
A little hot chicken dinner.
Ozzy's. Did you say his favorite? chicken?
It was one of his favorite fried chicken spots.
So he's like, you gotta come with me. Let's get some chicken with my dad, where my dad would go.
Yeah.
That's my better lighting.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Is that better lighting? Yeah, that's better lighting.
He says, let's go. So you take me to this place, and it's honey butter chicken.
Honey butter chicken.
It was bomb. Bomb.
Details are very important.
And the chicken is so succulently good.
Bomb. And we sat there unusually long. This is where, okay, just double checking.
You're good. You're good.
So,
You're good.
we sat there unusually long, right? And it was like, that's long. I was
Yeah,
like,
pause really quick. Yeah, there are actual real metal bands from Japan. It's not just baby metal and all that, K-pop metal, but J-pop metal, whatever the fuck it's called.
let's take a walk.
I
Right?
personally, it's just not my thing. Like, I know a lot of people like the Hanabi or whatever the fuck. They definitely seem more tolerable than baby metal, but that style is just not for me. I really like old, like, feudal Japan culture and style and stuff, and like the history of Japan. But modern day Japanese stuff, like, I'm not into anime at all. I'm just not. I know a lot of people are. I don't rip on people for being into it, but it was never my thing. So baby metal and bands like that just fall into that same type of category for me. Yeah, someone said Psy. Psy's a great band. Cruelty, I don't know who that is, but they're probably good. Anyway, back to chicken.
Right? He's like, I'll grab a milkshake. So he grabs a milkshake. And then I said, start walking. So we started walking.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the hipster part. Let's go to the main street of Louisville. This is because I go and play a club there called Louisville Comedy Club. And I'm like, okay, so we start walking. And as we're walking, what are we talking about?
We're talking about aliens. We're talking about, disclosure stuff. We just
saying Jack goes on live streams and talks about UFOs and paranormal stuff. And he's been hanging out with like comedian stuff. Like, he seems like, take away the relation to Ozzy, he just seems like a cool as fuck dude.
like,
and I'm saying that everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
And I'm saying that I feel like I'm a Sims character.
Yeah, and we were discussing, all wacky, wonderful things about the way the world is.
And I'm saying that I don't think I think that I'm led in the world now. Everything is simulation. And so for some reason, we sat in a restaurant extra long.
Like 2 hours.
And then for some reason, I decided to walk down this part of this town. And then for some reason,
There's the aliens.
and I was like, oh, who's playing? And I go, it's a pretty big line. And you're like Patrick Warburton. I'm like, oh, it's Putty. Putty's playing the club tonight. Okay. As we're walking by,
we hear some yelling and screaming.
And the woman goes, help, help, and screams, help.
And so,
Welcome to America.
So
like a movie.
And like screaming, she needs help, and she's being attacked.
And Jamie was like, I'm Malibu's most wanted, and jumped in the action.
Yeah, so we look over.
I go running over to this vehicle where this woman is screaming for help. Me and like
good guy Jack running in to help the situation.
3 other guys. As we get right to the door, I see there's a fight occurring in the front seat of this vehicle between this woman, a man, and someone else. Couldn't make out who or what. And as I get right to the door, this woman goes, he's got a gun.
Yeah.
Literally. So I turn around and go, nope.
So I start walking, like, what's up? And he goes, gun. And I go, what?
So we take off. As we take off,
he says, gun. I say, there, you go, gun. That's all he says, this is gun. And I go, run.
As we're running away from being feet away from a gun.
Walking
Fastly. Briskly walking.
which is odd.
We see a cop car parked right here in this.
No, and before the shooting, everyone, I think everyone's okay though. Over there by all the police people. Yeah.
Yes. And then
I wanted you to picture walking down the street, probably heading to a bar with date or friends or whatever, and you see all these sirens and everything, and you're like, "Oh, what happened? I was there shooting. Is that Jack Osborne? Is that Jamie Kennedy?"
And all of a sudden,
so wait, hold on. But no, you say gun. I go like this. We go start walking, and then all of a sudden I said gun. You said gun, and then they hear.
No, that was after. That was after.
It went off.
No, but we got that. There was a cop.
Then we get the cop, and the cop was.
Cop gets out of the car, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, there's a gun."
Discussing succulent chicken. Jack Osborne discussing succulent chicken after a shooting. They said Louisville. They're in Kentucky.
And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "There's a car over there, and there's a gun, and they're fighting." So cop gets out. As the cop gets out,
has a gun.
He pulls his gun out.
He pulls his gun out.
He walks towards the vehicle. Then all of a sudden, boom! Shot fired.
A shot was fired, and I'm like, "That was a gun." And then I said, "Was that a gun or a firecracker?" And you said,
"Gun."
So then I said, "Well, what are we doing?" And you said, "Duck." So then we duck. Well, of course, for some.
Jack looked like he was standing there smiling the whole time. It looks like a gun went off, and he was like,
stupid reason, we're still looking. And the next thing you know, homeboys around there, cop of the perimeter,
and some good citizen helped the cop out. Everyone's good.
No one was hurt, I believe.
No one, yeah. So, I think the ambulance just left, so no one was in it.
They ran away. Some other helpful citizen came up and was a good American. The two rich guys saw a gun and noped the fuck out of there immediately.
So, yeah.
Which I would have done the exact same thing.
The mean streets of
Louisville. I wanted to go and play mini golf.
Louisville's most wanted, y'all. I would have thought they'd heard gun and you would have went King Kong and got shit on me.
Yeah. That was our plan.
But now it was this.
And now we you know what's crazy?
What?
Like the amount of times I've lived in, and as long as I've lived in LA, I've never seen this.
Yeah.
We were just talking about how crazy LA is. I don't think I've seen like a.
We owe LA an apology.
Yes, we do.
Here's what's crazy, dude.
No, you don't.
Gunshot went off, and we kind of just kept walking. We didn't go running. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like I was freaked out, but it was weird.
If you've never heard a gunshot in real life, it does not sound like in the movies. So at first, if you're not expecting it, there is kind of like a, what was that? It kind of sounds like a hammer hitting a wall really hard, really fast.
But we're getting used
But
to
it's
it.
probably a good idea if you hear one to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy.
Don't stand there fucking cheesing like Jack Osborne, apparently. Someone got shot. He's like,
happy that no one was hurt.
So am I. Very happy.
We're so lucky that no one was hurt. But like, we ducked.
We did duck.
We were like, where? And you're like, it's over there. That's by the perimeter. You started talking cop talk.
Watch, now that we've done this live, we're going to get like subpoenaed to come like.
Dude, I wish you didn't do it.
imagine if they had gotten shot. We hear the headline, Jack Osborne, son of legend of heavy metal Ozzy, shot getting some succulent chicken in Louisville. Jamie Kennedy.
Just wanted some hot chicken.
That's it. I wanted a hot chicken and a milkshake.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. It's crazy as alive right now. I'm here. Jack and Jamie say shit. But anyway, shout out to the Louisville police.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Within probably 2 minutes, there was like, yeah, probably 40 cops rolled up with every kind of toy imaginable. But yeah, it's yeah.
No one got hurt.
No one got hurt. It's awesome. We love this. So yeah, check it out. Look,
Really?
spin it around. There we go. Look, they can.
And said, Jamie Kennedy is the reason the Osbourne started doing Comic Cons. He's close with Jack. I didn't know that. I saw you appeared on Jamie's his podcast recently, but I didn't know they were friends like that going to get succulent chicken, watching Americans get shot.
That was the car that everyone was in fighting. Like, the cops are doing a CIS thing. The guy is in. Oh, I think they took off with the guy. Yeah, he was in cuffs and not very happy.
I got to tell them this. So Jack was like, all these cops are looking for the bullet. And he's like, they're looking for the casing. And they're looking in the street. He goes, it's in the vehicle. And they go, oh, and he goes, the casing, the discharge is in the vehicle. Yeah. And so they're like, he's going, they're not looking in the vehicle. So he kept saying, the vehicle, the discharge is in the vehicle. And someone just called you Jake.
No.
Everyone looks awful from this angle.
We got.
Or saying, okay. Anyway, you kept telling where the discharge is, which is funny.
Well, no, I said he discharged the firearm in the vehicle.
But they kept looking outside the vehicle. But the funny thing is, you kept saying the word discharge.
So Jack Osborne walked up to the police and he's like, "Pardon me, officer. I believe the discharge is remaining in the vehicle." And we're like, "Okay, Harry Potter."
The discharge is in the vehicle. So you should go over there.
Extremely.
Should I just walk up there?
Jack Osborne and Jamie Kennedy wandering the streets looking for some succulent chicken. You know they're high as fuck. Come on.
With my live stream right now?
No.
Watch, I'll get shot.
Don't even say that. But the discharge, I don't think that they've still found the discharge.
They're still looking.
We told them to look in the vehicle.
Yep.
The discharge.
Oh, God.
Hi, Jack and friend. I have a name too.
That's Jamie Kennedy.
Someone said, "Hi, Jack and friend." Do you know who you're speaking to, commenter on Instagram Live? That is the son of the mask. How dare you?
Kennedy, everyone.
That's how he talks. No. Show your badge. Look at this.
I'm not showing my badge.
Okay, but you do have a fucking badge.
I do.
He told me he was a cop, and I was like, what?
I know. I used to be.
Cop
I
house did you get that
used
from?
to be. Those days are over.
Oh, you did used to be a cop, yeah.
The discharge.
Those days are over.
Dude, also, I've been like farting huge.
Dude, you got the fried chicken fart.
Yeah, so I was like,
You got that fried chicky fart.
like, run.
Totally didn't shit himself when the shooting went off.
Got that fried chicky.
Dude.
So yeah, that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
God bless everyone. God bless Louisville PD.
Absolutely.
Being okay.
How dare you disrespect the star of Tremors 5? You put some respect on his name.
Seriously,
This
that
is
guy.
so weird, dude. But why did we take, this is what I'm talking about. Why did I take this road home? Only because I wanted to go by the club and see who was playing tonight. Because I love that club.
Yeah.
And it happened to be Putty. And then I was like, oh, God, I had so much chicken.
And we just wanted to go for a stroll.
Because I was stuffed of chicken. So I was like, let me just go for a stroll. And like, if I didn't eat that second tender, because remember I said, this isn't enough tenders for me. And she goes, trust me, you're going to have enough. And I stuffed. Because they just arrested this guy now.
Oh, it's another one. Oh, it's all going down. Where'd that guy come from?
Discharge.
Where did that? Was that the other guy in the car?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. It's all going down.
There had to be a couple of people here who went, was that a shooting? Was that Jack Osborne?
Down.
You guys all right?
Yeah.
Crazy night out here. What happened was this lady. This lady over here. Yeah, she was hollering.
He was stoked as fuck.
Going down. Jamie keeps explaining. Yeah, Jamie keeps telling everyone. Yeah, no, it all went down. Anyway, well.
Put it on that.
No, I didn't say anything.
I think they got him for public. Or I'm not sure.
Mom, she must be having anxiety. I think she should be right.
No. Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, is this normal? No. It sounded like a firecracker. And we stopped in metal.
No, it's saying, I mean, they cut up out here, but not like that.
It
I
really
heard. He trying to keep on trying to get me and you in the picture.
He's just like, this is America.
I'm not. Turn the
rest of
All right, okay. You want to get in? I just don't want to like put you on this without.
No, she said. She said
we're just live streaming.
She said she could tell
I guarantee you she doesn't know who they are. She's just friendly as fuck.
we're not from here.
You know, we're not. We are definitely not from around here.
Yeah, and you kept on. I said, he trying to get us in the picture.
Well, no, I was actually trying to get you out. I didn't want to put you on block. Yeah, you too.
Normal here, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, now they can't be normal, but downtown right here. But downtown down here right here, no, they don't carry on. I gotta be attack. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You can't.
Who-
It's like this. It's 11 cars.
It was full. Half of them left.
Looking for discharge. I thought it was some celebrity or something here.
Oh.
I think it would have
Nah.
been, the president, or I ain't never seen that many reality TV star or comedian or actors.
Imagine all this going on while you're high as fuck, like Jack definitely is right here.
But instead, it's just
It's people having a car fight.
No, I said, you would think it was an NBA player or a Kardashian, and it's just people looking for a gun casing charge. And there's the I think Lady Gaga's over there. Bus is right there, so we thinking somebody. Oh yeah, that's so nice. What celebrity is over there? That's what we thinking because of the bus. Well, you're like, what celebrity could be there? And you're like, I don't know. It ain't no damn celebrity. I would get ready. I'm gonna sit there. I don't know. It has to be somebody I might have wanted to see, but you got to be somebody in particular.
Let's see. Oh, look at searching.
Getting this. They would somebody that they want to meet. Would have to be now. I don't want to meet just anybody. Any celebrity. No, I don't meet just any celebrity. Hold on a second.
Go for it.
Which is what I'm saying is, if you're going to meet a celebrity in this car, it would have to be somebody that you're into. Well, let me say it to you like this. Wait a minute. Let me take his mask down a little further. Yeah. Because I've been called some.
I didn't see this far into the video. I have no idea how this is gonna go.
What you been called? They called me, what's her name? Medea. And I didn't even. It's Medea. Come on over. Look, wait a minute. My friend Jeffrey. And I didn't. Over here, Jeff. What the hell a Medea was? They got cussed calling me Medea. I didn't know who it was. You're Medea? Oh, shut up. That's Medea. Shut up. If I thought Medea was over in that car, you know I'd run to meet her. Damn. But that's a real celebrity. I want to meet Medea because I got a thing or two to tell her, too. Yeah, I got a thing or two to tell her what people, she owed me a little money.
They were just talking about being in a simulation, and after watching this, I think they're fucking right.
You know what? She owed me a little money. What would a couple of celebrities be doing down here in the middle of Louisville Street? Oh, baby, now they come down there. They do? Oh, yeah. Celebrities come here? Don't you think you're a celebrity? What you doing down there in the middle of little
We're just trying to walk off some hot chicken.
I wish I was a celebrity.
Royals.
So, yeah, baby, they come down here. Michael B. Jordan Cox. Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, that's Michael B. Jordan Cox. Look at my man wants to fight.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Anyhow, everybody stood. See, what's your name now while you out here? I'm ending with them, baby. More than parking ticket. Hey, he'll tell you a little bit more. Set a gunfire went out because he's trying to
It must be some good ass chicken. They keep mentioning it. They saw gunfire and they're like, that chicken though. They mentioned that first.
Down here all the time. They don't do all that. They were shooting. So who got shot? Nobody, thank God, thank Jesus. So who got shot? They shot. They got discharged. Discharged.
They were fighting in a car and
gone. They said somebody was shooting a gun or something.
Gun.
Listen.
Well,
All happened in it. This all happened in a women.
Motherfucking America, folks.
But I want my Medea money, so when you.
well, I think I'm probably gonna pack it in now.
We're here.
We need to call an Uber and go back to the hotel. So glad you all are watching.
Why does Jack Osborne need an Uber? Imagine picking them up after that. That would be nuts. Yeah, glad they're fine. That's a weird story. Very American thing to happen. Imagine walking down the street at night, going to get some succulent chicken, and seeing a fucking shooting, and there's Malibu's Most Wanted and Ozzy's son. Shit, now I kind of want to go and try that chicken place. It must be very good. If you're in a shooting and the first thing you mention is the chicken and you say it repeatedly, it's got to be pretty bomb. The American dream. Exactly. Someone should walk up in an Iron Maiden shirt and hand them boiled eggs and chicken. They would need very quick timing to be able to pull that off. Another thing I wanted to cover, something in the title of the show, the AI drama with the band Butcher Babies. So, this happened earlier today. I thought it was funny to comment on. The band Butcher Babies were supposed to play at Sonic Temple Festival the other day, or I think they did play, but their set got cut short a little bit because of the weather. And they made a post about it, and it was this. So first thing in the bio, they put, "It was so sick to debut our new song, Blame It on the Wind, fitting at Sonic Temple this past weekend. As you can see from the footage, conditions were ideal, and our set went off without a hitch. For those who don't know, unfortunately, our set was cut at Sonic Temple for bad weather. This is just a lighthearted joke, not a music video." And the post was this. This is real live footage from Sonic Temple. I'm going to pause so I don't copyright, but you get the point. I'm not personally into Butcher Babies music. I think they're fine, but not really my thing. But I think Heidi's pretty cool. But yeah, she did this AI post. And as you can assume, the internet did what the internet does and lost their fucking minds over a joke. First of all, this is a long comment supporting her after all the comments, but I'm trying to get to the crazy ones. Shannon Guns supporting Heidi. But come down here, we got, really, AI, let us know when you've released the proper music video. They will. Such a shame to see AI slop. And there goes another one. Unfollow for a joke post. I don't understand why bands use AI when so many metal fans across all subgenres of metal will constantly point out that they don't support it. Listen to your fans, Butcher Babies, for a joke post. It's not a promo. It's not a song. It's not a video. It's literally just a throwaway Instagram post. Y'all rock, but I refuse to support AI. So she made a post about that post earlier today. Is this stream still working? This is the Einstein kills drama all over again. Yes, it is, basically. Yes, it is. Anyway, this is her commenting on that.
As you can see here, I posted this very obviously AI video this morning as an obvious joke, like it says in the caption, which I guess people don't read captions anymore. Yes, if you don't know, our set was unfortunately but understandably cut at Sonic Temple this past weekend because of lightning, and it was raining cats and dogs, not these cows and houses as you see here. And look at all these comments of all these people who don't read captions, that it was so obvious we a joke, making light of the fact that we got cut because it was raining.
How dare you? Oh, God damn it. Why did it do that? Well, we're going to play it again because it wasn't done. But how dare you think you can post something humorous online? What are you, a fucking Nazi? You know you can't use sarcasm on social media. That's the same as committing a war crime nowadays. By posting this quick joke video that wasn't a song or a music video or any means of actual like art, it was just a throwaway thing. You literally told all your fans to fuck off and you hate them.
And it was raining cats and dogs, not these cows and houses as you see here. And look at all these comments of all these people who don't read captions, that it was so obvious we a joke, making light of the fact that we got cut because it was raining so bad. Yes, we were going to debut a new song, and that song did come out today. So by the way, hey, new song out. So thanks for pushing this video into other people's algorithm.
This apartment is absolutely fantastic with doing annoying shit right at the moment when I'm doing my fucking podcast, by the way.
Yeah, the real music video comes out next week. This is not a music video. This was a joke, like it says in the caption, which nobody decided to read. So here I am defending a joke, and I guess I should know better. It's not like I'm new to the internet.
No, you should do better, Heidi. How dare you? You need to get educated and do better.
But for some reason, jokes
Humor's not allowed in metal.
don't work here. So anyway, go enjoy the new song. We went ahead and redid it for your viewing pleasure. Don't be mad.
Yeah, so that was the whole drama. That's the Butcher Baby situation is insane. That's your headline right there. That was it, just retards in comments. But going through more stuff on it, people commented saying, we can read, we just hate AI. It's destroying artists' careers. Stop supporting it by making a joke. It doesn't matter if it's a joke or not. The caption was clear. You still use generative AI, which is bad for artists, musicians, writers. By the way, 90% of the people who whine online about AI being awful for artists, musicians, writers are not artists. They're lazy fucks who talk about doing art but then don't, which is crazy. And in a time with AI, they're still that lazy. Do better instead of doubling down. Somebody commented here on my chat. Where'd it go? Wouldn't it be more metal to tell your fans off and do it again? That is exactly what I would do. Because AI used for comedy is totally fine. AI used for social media posts is totally fine. There is genuine, obviously, a real threat and annoyance, honestly, with AI being used for actual art. If Butcher Babies was like, our next album was made by AI, it's awesome, then I would definitely get like you're trying to pass off AI as an actual art with your stamp on it. Like, no, I have zero interest in hearing a serious metal song that's AI or anything like that. But AI used for jokes is great. You can't expect people in this day and age to not use it for just a quick throwaway post that doesn't mean anything. I especially think that the whole fear of AI in general is just really overblown and stupid. It can be used in bad ways. It can also be used in good ways. I don't particularly love being around in a time when AI exists, but it's definitely here. It's like, I don't love being in a time where fucking cancer exists, but it's a thing that's here. Why are we complaining about it? Also, I find it hilarious that damn well that a lot of these people saying AI is killing artists, Feminimicronicana is saying how bad it is for the planet, when I'm pretty sure, most of these people got all their music from LimeWire, from Napster. I'm sure they use Spotify and YouTube. I'm sure they drink their Starbucks while going on Facebook and complaining about AI harming artists. It's so fucking overblown and stupid. Just because it was a joke, it doesn't take away from the fact that you used AI. This post killed 100 whales. That is your fault. How do you feel, Butcher, whale killing bitch? No, my opinion on this is these people are fucking retarded and looking for a reason to get upset. I completely against AI being used for replace actual art. A comedy post is not it. There's a lot of great, really funny AI songs, as a matter of fact. A point I thought of, by the way, to defend AI art, to be honest, people were saying how bad it is for the film industry, because now movies where like a scene that would have taken hundreds of people with paid jobs, it can now just be made in a second through a computer. So, VFX people are losing their jobs and whatever. But at the same time, if we're using AI to make movies, us, people watching this right now, you can make an awesome Avengers movie, Disney movie that doesn't have any propaganda in it, that doesn't have any product placement in it, and that doesn't star millionaires who are on the Epstein list. When you put it like that, AI movies start to sound a lot more appealing, don't they? You're like, huh. At one hand, it's bad for the real artist. On the other hand, the artists are pedophiles. At least in terms of Hollywood. If someone's watching this out of context, I'm not saying that about Butcher Babies. I'm talking about Hollywood. Do you really want to give Brad Pitt, friend of Epstein, more money to be in a movie to say lines someone else with an agenda wrote, or do you want to make a funny AI clip of him fighting Tom Cruise? Right? I'm a great AI sales. I didn't even get paid by the droids, but Skynet now owes me a check. I just dislike how it looks. It has this uncanny feeling that somehow even beats the uncanny valley. It does. I agree with that. I don't have a problem with that when it's used for a joke thing. You know? Bands using it for their actual album covers, I can understand the argument against that. It does look pretty cheap on something that you're displaying as like the whole package. For a meme, I don't care if it looks uncanny. You know? Wyatt, look up real Skyrim using AI. They can replace its too real almost. Oh yeah, I know. It only gets better by the fucking second. And let's be honest, some people should be replaced with AI. You go out in public and you see some people and you're like, a droid could do better. No, I think these people are stupid and annoying. That had a problem with this. Another good point, I think, is AI being used for music videos. I think in the year of our Lord 2026, it's retarded to expect a metal band that barely makes any profit to rent a real pirate ship for a music video that will get like 40,000 views and will be forgotten about in 4 days, when they could just have a computer make that AI in a second. That I completely understand. I think it's cooler, you know, doing real thing with real props and whatever. Of course, in actual films, I think it looks way better. But yeah, AI has bad uses. Lazy fucks can use it for really stupid reasons, like, you know, clickbait, bullshit, slop channels on Instagram. But also, it can be used in some interesting ways. Not every instance of it is bad. Still annoyed Deicide used AI for their Banished by Sin album cover. See, I can understand that one. I think that's a little lame. I think that if you were like a kid who is making your first demo and you use AI art for that, okay, I get that. But if you're an actual band, then I don't think you should be using it for album artwork. We're not. That's why our single hasn't. If we were using AI for our artwork, our single would have came out by now. God damn it. But we're doing it legitimately, so y'all have to wait. Lindemann used AI for a video and it was terrible. There were some awful ones. High on Fire had a awful AI music video. It was not every music video should be AI, but I'm saying if you're a fucking power metal band and your song is about, you know, flying on a dragon, are you going to have a dragon built for this video that won't hit the algorithm? Or are you just going to throw AI on it really quick? Who cares? Igor used AI for the video for their song ADHD, and it's insane. They did it for the lulz, and it definitely looks like it. Yeah, see? Joke stuff. I get it. No problem. I expect them to use a real dragon. You're a poser fucking power metal band. If you don't have a real dragon in your video, god damn it. I think it would hurt an album if you use AI for art because people will automatically not like it and people will probably think it was all generated. I understand that concern popping up for that. Yeah, and if a band used AI to actually write songs, that would be awful. I just AI to undo JKK Star Wars. Exactly. You could make the Thrawn trilogy with AI and not go through any of the bullshit. It sounds a lot more appealing now. Also, anything written by AI would be better than almost everything that comes out of Hollywood these days. That is a fact. Exactly. Make the movies better, and then I'll be against AI. Until then, they should be replaced. No, Wyatt's Metal stands with Heidi and making fun of those idiots. Rocket wants food. It is his food time. And then we're going to do some running orders. I think it's about time for that. Speaking of AI, I am very interested in like creative ways to use it and how it could be incorporated into stuff with like human input, not just hey, do everything. But I like the idea of, I've been wanting to do this. I want to make a video where it would probably be some type of like sort of live stream setup where you'd see me in this box right here. But I want to make a video that's entirely AI. And I want to go through the process of like ChatGPT, write a metal video about this, and then use AI to actually make the video, and then play it here and like react to it and play it for how bad. Not try to pass it off as like, you know, here's one of my actual videos. I meant, you know, as a Frankenstein experiment. Let's see what this does together and laugh at it. I think that'd be neat. Probably be awful, but entertaining. Star Wars hot take, Jar Jar wasn't that bad. Not compared to the fucking Disney characters, he wasn't. Darth Jar Jar is the truth. Real fans know the secret. Using AI for video games can be awesome. You can make NPCs have real characters that are different every time you play a game. I 1000% agree. 1000%. If there's anywhere I think AI could be really interesting, it's video games. There's mods for GTA 5 to make the NPCs have AI to where you can fucking talk to them. I've seen some streamers doing it where they're playing a game and asking them like, do you understand you're in a video game? And I'm like, what are you doing? You're going to activate Skynet. Shut the fuck up. So you want to be that rock feed channel? No? I don't remember mentioning that at all. Rockfeed's cool though. I like him. Okay, that might be fun. Yeah, as an experiment thing, not as a actual video. Jar Jar's better than Rose and Admiral Holdo. Jar Jar's better than Disney. Entirely. Yeah, Jar Jar doesn't look so fucking stupid now with somehow Palpatine return. Does he? Anyway, let me feed Rocket so he'll stop yelling at me. And then we're going to go over Milwaukee Metal Fest and Wacken. And I have some other stuff we might get to, but what's a distraction I can play while we're here? Everyone cope while I feed Rocket.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Milwaukee Metal Festival. I wonder if I'm going to get in trouble for yelling at that repair guy earlier. I'm moving soon. It's fine. I rewatched episode 1 as an adult and actually liked it more than when I was a kid. That's the thing about the Star Wars prequels. they are bogged down by shitty dialogue and wood plank acting, but there's some really brilliant plots going on. All the political stuff with Palpatine now as an adult, I'm like, this is fascinating. At the time when I was a kid, I was like, I like the lightsabers, wee. And now I'm like reading about Palpatine's rise to power and noticing the moves he makes throughout the trilogy. That shit is awesome. Attack of the Clones, I think, is way overhated. It's not great. It's got problems, but it also has some very good stuff going on in it too. The plot, I think, is great. I might even say brilliant, but the acting and the execution and dialogue and PS2 graphics do kind of make it not fantastic. I just stick to the original trilogy. That's why I have the original trilogy without the fucking special effects. Han shoots first in these ones right here. Those will go in my fucking tomb with me. If you go to Milwaukee and you see a big glare of light, don't worry. It's just Wyatt's forehead.
Move this man!
To be fair, all Star Wars dialogue is cheesy by choice. It's based off old silent films, so I get why some people think it's cringe. I mean, to be fair, some parts are undeniably cringe. Like, so I definitely think some parts are overhated, but some parts are like... Milwaukee. Let's talk about that, shall we? The running order for Milwaukee Metal Festival. Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite metal fest, right down the street from his house. Horror Wombat says, hot take, I like Indiana Jones more than Star Wars, but just barely. I'm like, I saw the first Indiana Jones film and really liked it and then didn't watch any others. But another vote for Wyatt to go bald. No. No. $1,000 super chat goal and then I'll do it. But besides that, no. Don't listen to him, more brains than hair. What are we talking? We're trying to talk about metal here. You all are being rude. You're not respecting the host of the show. Once I fed Rocket, he got his food and everyone can be a dick to me. Hang on. All right. Milwaukee Metal Fest. I plan on going. I did plan on going to other festivals I haven't been to yet this year, but I should be at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Friday, June 5th. They have a pre-show the day before, but the first day of the festival, starting with Jamie Josta's podcast at 2:30. That would be interesting. I'd check that out. Dawn of Ouroboros. I do like and Mortis Skull at the same time. Damn, they're both good, but first band is Dirt. I don't know who they are, but shout out to Dirt. But if we're going just off of who I would personally see, because I don't want to read off every single name, I would check out Josh's podcast. I would see Dawn of Ouroboros. Hyrax is fucking sick. Old school thrash band. I was stoked to see them get announced. Definitely would see them. Blood Vulture. I would check out Insight. I don't really know too much about them, though. Creeping Death is brutal as shit. Oh, this is... Is this the bar stage or is this the main stage? No, this is the bar stage because the main stage is going to be this one. Okay. I know where I am. We got Death Angel. Always great live. We got Jeffrey Nothing. I don't know who that is. Polka Dot Cadaver is a sick band, actually. I saw them once and they were a fucking blast. It was a long time ago. But I will definitely be watching them. They're fun. Might catch the end of Agalosh after them. Monstrosity, though. I would want to see that. Monstrosity to Obituary to Nunslaughter to Acid Bath to Incantation is a pretty good night. First day is pretty solid, I think. What does the chat say? Jeffrey Nothing is former Mushroom Head singer. There you go. I'm willing to bet I'm the only one that would see Paul Bearer here. I forgot they were on here. I would check them out. Dark Insanity tours the heats of Texas. Maybe potentially sometime soon. We shall see how the wind blows. Violence, hell yeah, I love those dudes from Professor Snoop. Shout out to you. Where's Dark Insanity? Great fucking question. I would like to know that as well. Yes, just what I go to a metal festival for, a podcast. I mean, you don't have to like miss. Well, there are other. If you're not, there's bands to watch. If you don't want to be part of the podcast, everyone's trying to get together as a family and share stories around the metal campfire, and you're here shitting on everyone's parade. Someone said to look up. No, I'm not. Not leaking DMs. Paul Bearer. I'm going Saturday. I plan on going all days, including the pre-party, so look out for the reflective forehead, known as Wyatt's Metal, apparently. According to an asshole in the chat. To be fair, I saw a comedian at a metal festival, and it was great. That can be good. I saw Jim Brewer at Wacken, and that was fun. Henry Rollins, similar thing. I think it can work as long as it's kind of weird if they come on in between a bunch of bands, but if a comedian like opens, that can be cool. Saturday, June 6th, starting with Josta and Friends. Someone said that that's Josta doing Slayer. I'm down for that. That's also, this is the bar stage. This is the tiny little, I guess it's not that tiny, but it's definitely like a local band level venue, so bands in there are going to be nuts, especially Napalm Death later in the day. I would watch Justin Friends doing Slayer, Casket Robbery, Belushi Speedball. I saw last time I went to Milwaukee Metal Fest. Fucking great party band. Remember when you first found out about Municipal Waste and how like awesome it was? They're basically that again. Not to diss Municipal Waste at all. I just mean when it was like a refreshing holy shit. They're like playing in house parties thing. That's kind of like what Belushi Speedball is. They were so much fun. Generation Kill. Isn't that? That's Rob Duke's band? Exodus affiliated band? I think. Prong. And then Internal Bleeding. Solid band. I've played with them before. That's going to be slamming. Macabre. However you say it. Good band. Havoc, good old school thrash band. We got Iron Reagan bringing out the Municipal Waste-ish feeling. Sacred Right. Nails. Nails is really fucking good live. Nails is fucking brutal. This is a good day, honestly. We got, after them is Armored Saint. I'm not really a fan of Armored Saint. I'm not a hater of Arnold Saint. Of Armored Saint, but I just never really got into them, so I won't be watching them. But I will be watching Power Trip on the main stage in the ballroom. There's going to be a lot of mosh pits of that. That would be sick. Napalm Death in the bar. Definitely going to that is going to be packed. That tiny little stage, it is a sweat box when it's sold out in there, and it will be for the. Get there during this band if you want to see Napalm Death in the bar stage. It's going to be crowded. And then we got Suicidal Tendencies, I think is always great live. And then coming back to the stage, Knock Mystium. A very controversial act because of the dude's past heroin habit, which I guess is gone now. I think he's doing way better now. That was a surprise to be sure. Black metal band, I think they're playing 2 sets. As a matter of fact, a band that never plays now. Same time as Machine Head. Last I saw Machine Head at Milwaukee, it was pretty fucking brutal. So I'll watch those for sure. But for me personally, my night would be over after Machine Head because I'm just not into Killswitch or Agalosh, really. I'm old. I go to bed early. But this was still a good fucking day. Like Machine Head, Napalm Death, Power Trip, Nails, big one. Internal Bleeding, Belushi Speedball. That's a good day. I like two enthusiastic thumbs up from the Wyatt's Metal channel. We have a 199 super chat from Rage Mage. Shout out to you. Says, what's a song Dark Insanity would cover? We talked about doing a Motorhead cover before when we played at the Rainbow. We didn't get around to it, but we thought it'd be cool to cover the Hammer. Besides that, I don't know. There's definitely some that would be fun. We did an impromptu Metallica jam at one of our practices one time, and I actually thought it sounded really cool. We just did it out of nowhere. We didn't even say we were going to do it. You know how it is. Someone just starts playing, and then the band goes into it. And I was like, that was cool. We should maybe do that, but probably nothing would ever come of that. Maybe like when our album comes out on the Japanese release, there'll be a bonus track of a cover of Enter Sandman or something. Milwaukee Metal Fest final day. Sunday. We have, what does that say? Texas Toast something Massacre. I don't know what that is. 9 Dead. We played with them. They're a cool band. Trip to the Morgue. We played with them. Also a cool band. I don't know whose other ones are. Still Stayer? What the fuck is that? Shit, we got kind of a break, to be honest here. Primitive Man is cool. Damn, this day's kind of lacking. For me, I'm no hate to these bands, but I don't really know of them. First band I would be really stoked for this day would be Napalm Death, who played the day before. But on the main stage, and then we got Devourment, and then we got Ministry at the same time as Integrity. Damn. No hate to these bands. Maybe some of them are awesome and I just haven't checked them out yet. But just looking at it on the surface, not super into the last day. Ministry's fucking great live. I love seeing them. Napalm Death is great live. Devourment's dope. Probably check out Doc Mystium. I mean, when else would I be able to? But the first 2 days I thought were pretty brutal. But do a pull up for the chat. $500 super chat goal. I'll do a pull up live on stream. 1. If the super chats get to $500, but it's probably not going to happen. So no pull ups for you. But if the chat donates $500, I will do 1 pull up. If the chat donates $1,000, I will shave my head and do 2 pull ups. How about that? Now we're making an enticing deal. Texas Toast, Chainsaw Massacre, they're on the comedic edge, but they're good, funny guys. I'll have to check them out. Like, these bands could be killers, fucking, I just don't know them. It happens. Good business model. I'm not into the super duper heavy stuff like Napalm Death, but yesterday I think I finally figured out my favorite metal album, Ride the Lightning by Metallica. Oh, but I love Napalm Death. Napalm Death just sounds like a war zone. It's great. But yeah, Milwaukee Metal Fest. I really dig the first 2 days. We'll have to see how these bands are. I'll check them out. Maybe on the next live stream I'll come on and be like, oh, I was completely wrong. I'll send a $500 super chat in spirit. I'm poor. Well, in the spirit realm, I appreciate that. But in the physical realm, nothing's happening. Deal with it. Speaking of running orders, that's Milwaukee Metal Fest. I plan to be there. Another festival, arguably the biggest metal festival in the entire world, Wacken Open Air, dropped their running order. It's much bigger. It will take a little bit more time to go through. But we've done the Hellfest. We've done Grass Bob. I think it's fun to do running. Even if I'm not planning on going to the festival, I still think it's fun to just break it down and go through. And a great way to discover new bands you've never heard of is to go through metal festival lineups and just check them out. Who's planning on going to Wacken? I wish you a very dry festival. Who says I'm seeing Sabaton in October? Very excited for that. I would like to see Sabaton again. Their big epic stage. But so first day of Wacken, Wednesday. Wacken's basically a full fucking week now, but it gets bigger as it goes. That's what she said. I was looking at this earlier. This is kind of put in a weird order. It's kind of hard to read. We're going to do this the best we can. But Wacken, if you're watching, I would have really preferred just a normal standard running order setup and not this weird thing. Because look, we've got a band at 4 p.m. over here. On this side's at 12. Then if you come down here, we've got 11:25, 11. It's kind of hard to jump back and forth and see who's where. Do they have it going by time? That would be a lot fucking better. By date, by stage. Yeah, this goes like this. Like Sunday, nothing. Wednesdays. No, it's the same. All right, well, let's do this the best we can. What is the first band, the first day of Wacken? Broken by Screams at 12. Metal Battle Band, Metal Battle Band. Wacken Firefighters. It looks like up here. Thunder Mother would be dope. They're like a bluegrass metal band, heavy metal band. I would watch them. That would be a fun time. They're playing on big stage, shit. They would be more fun like the Wackenger Village stage, the like medieval area, but it still would be cool. I would also check out Electric Bass Boy. This is some of the members of Electric Callboy just doing like techno shit without guitars. But being at Wacken at a night set, that would be a hell of a good time. Fucking 20 stages and mud. Yeah. Traveling from stage to stage, it's like the fucking Ride of the Row hero marching through the fields. It's difficult to get around. Lacuna Coil. Fuck it. I'm just gonna have to jump between back and forth like this because their setup is kind of weird. We got the Wacken Metal Battle Bands. If you're not doing anything, or if you know those bands, it's good to check out. But a standout feature for the Wacken Open Air Festival, for those who don't know, is Mambo Kurt. Mambo Kurt is a lounge musician who does really fun, like sort of polka-ish versions of songs. Everyone gets drunk and parties to his music. They do wall of deaths and mosh pits. It's a great like after party show. If you go to Wacken, you have to see Mambo Kurt. They did a short Bass Boy set during their Tanzania tour. It was fun. Nice. Yeah, I would watch that. So basically metal Weird Al. Maybe not. I don't think that's a good comparison. More like, what was it? That Richard Cheese stuff. Similar to that, I think. Besides that, the rest of that is whatever. Wasteland stage, tiny little stage. Crypt Sermon sounds familiar. Ricky Warwick. What? I thought this was somebody else. I thought that was that like paralyzed streamer guy. Maybe I'm mistaking the names. First day, I would watch Thunder Mother, Mambo Kurt, Electric Bass Boy. That's kind of a low, it's like a warm-up day. Everyone's showing up, getting the party started day at Wacken. The real shit starts Thursday. Going down this way, we've got, holy shit, Shred Central. We've got Yngwie Malmsteen and Sabotage. And Europe and, holy Hairspray. Get ready for first day of Wacken. Get your leather pants, your skin tight, leopard printed pants. Rock out to Malmsteen, Europe, Sabotage, and Def Leppard. I remember when Wacken had headliners like Celtic Frost and Immortal. Now we got Def Leppard, an Alien Ant Farm, fucking metal as fuck. would be fun. I would watch them do that one cover. We also have Turbo Negro, the only time I can say that on this channel without getting in trouble. Great, awesome fucking band. I think I saw them at Wacken, actually. I don't know if they still have that second singer, if they got a new one now. What really stands out this first day, at least on these smaller... No, these aren't bigger. What really stands out first day of Wacken, Blood Red Throne doing Alter Genesis and then Anal Nathrok. That's fucking solid right there. Both of those bands are insane live. This are just Blood Red Throne, Anal Nathrok, Turbo Negro, and Europe. Sounds like a good day. I forgot I'd missed Illy John Roth here. Yeah, Shred Central. And Cowgirls from Hell, whatever the fuck that is. It's Glam Terror reformed, doing their song. That would be great if it was all female band doing Pantera's glam metal songs. There's an idea for a cover band that doesn't sound completely terrible. Someone said Ricky. That's what I thought that was. Yeah. That's what I was like, what? He just rolls out on stage like, hey. You can tell I've gone on the internet before. To be fair, Alien Ant Farm had a other decent hit. Yeah, but I just want to see that cover. That would be great. Going down the list, Kraft is on. Is that the black metal Kraft, or is this a different thing? Yeah, shit. See, some people say Wacken has sold out, and I can understand that when you have bands like Def Leppard playing, but then they still have a band like Kraft pop up on the lineup. I feel the same way about Hellfest. Like, yeah, they do have these massive mainstream ones, but they still give underground bands these massive stages. Misery Index is dope. Spectral Wound is dope too. All of this is pretty good, actually. We've got Kraft, Spectral Wound, Misery Index, Misfrating with Nurgle doing a Behemoth album, which, to be fair, is probably killer. All of this down is very good. I did think Wacken's lineup this year was quite good. I just think it'll be too difficult to pull off. That's Thursday. Honestly, pretty killer. I don't even care about the main stages. But there's some good shit there for sure. Put Corey Feldman on that shit. He would play the party stage. Corey Feldman was not the worst artist I've ever seen live. He wasn't the best, but he was not the worst. He wasn't the worst artist I saw at that show, but he was Corey Feldman. I remember me and my friend, we were going to walk down to the pit area as he was playing, and it felt like that scene from Toy Story 3 when all the toys are going to their death in that fire pit and they just like lock hands and accept their fate. That's what it felt like walking up to the pit area while Corey Feldman was on stage. We have a super chat for 50 NOK. I don't know what that is, but I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to you. It says, I recommend watching Love Bites live. One of few who are better live than studio, in my opinion. Oh yeah, was Love Bites in lineup? If I missed them, I would check that out. What? Going on to Friday, we have first band of the day is Goodalox, which, if it's muddy there, will make a lot of sense. That will be a great music video. If it's raining and muddy while Goodalox is there with porta potties being thrown around and toilet paper and shit, it will be. I mean, people who go to Wacken will love it. They don't give a fuck. But you go there and like, oh, the mud here is awful. And then you see some drunk German just dive headfirst into it. Goodalox at Wacken would be amazing. In the mud would be very fitting for them. Mudstock 26, exactly. Oh, people are saying those Norwegian currency. Oh, cool. Nice. Shout out, viewer from Norway. Hell yeah. That's cool. Oh, shit. So that's probably like $5 million American. I should be a lot kinder. The older I get, the more I think I would prefer to go to a festival like Brutal Assault or Tulminator before Wacken or Hellfest. That is how I am now, for sure. I would still love to return to Wacken. I think that needs to happen at some point. Same for Hellfest. But I do honestly prefer now something like Tulminator or even Milwaukee Metal Fest, where there's big bands playing. You feel like you're at a festival. You have all the fun stuff of a festival, but it does not feel like you're in Disneyland waiting in line for a ride for every single thing. There's room to move around. You don't have to fight through crowds to go to the bathroom. They have their pros and cons. But there still is something to be said about being a huge festival, seeing a band and the entire crowd is into it. Like, it's definitely a crazy experience. Can you compete in the metal battle with Dark Insanity? We did once. I think like 2 years ago we did it. We lost immediately because we suck. But yeah. Brutal Assault, Partisan Open Air, Roadburn, much better. All ones I'd like to check out. I got too excited with Goodalox. We have to continue. We got Goodalox, Vreed, cool band. Paradise Lost, not my thing, too boring. BLS would be fun. Saxon at I've seen Saxon at Wacken. It's very appropriate. You feel like you're part of heavy metal history. It's cool to have Saxon and Judas Priest and Running Wild almost back to back with In Flames there too, but that all's pretty rad. And Sepultura still on their farewell tour for like the 5th time. I'm aware that farewell tours take a long time, but theirs has taken a long time. I'm not saying that with any hate. I do like Sepultura, but I noticed that tours keep getting announced. Main stage this day is, I think, pretty good. It's not my favorite ever, but like Goodalox, BLS, Saxon, In Flames, Judas Priest, Running Wild, Sepultura. That's all fun. You can stay there and have a great time all day. At Wacken, they at least did in 2012. I don't know if they still do. I imagine they do. They had people walking around the crowd serving beer with like little backpacks in it. So you didn't have to get out and go into a line and wait and miss your spot in the mosh pit. Someone would walk up with a little hose for money and refill your beer right there. God damn it. Other stages we have Mr. Hurley unser Pulverwaffe. I don't know what that is, but I thought it'd be funny to say that. We have Grand Magus. True story. My mother, Wyatt's metal mom, was on the rail for Grand Magus at Wacken, I think in 2011. By on the rail, I don't mean on coke. I mean in the front to see Grand Magus because she thought they were amazing. My mom is more metal than some of you. Take that. Just marinate in that for a moment. Seen Sepultura live. It wasn't bad. They're good live. I have no problem with Sepultura at all. I just think their farewell tour has gone on for a noticeably long time. Grand Magus are great. They are. They're a sick band. I like them. Without Cavalera, bro, it ain't Sepultura. I think it's fair. I get it. I understand. I like both of them, but I get it. Someone said, or is anyone going to be at Maryland Death Fest? Yeah, I'm not making it out to Maryland Death Fest. What is it, tomorrow? Flights were just too goddamn expensive. I wanted to go, but didn't work out. But I hope everyone there has a great time. I will suck. How did Miss Turner, which is not her name, I don't think it's ever been her name, actually, such a legend makes such a poser like you, Wyatt? Can't even fucking spell.
Move this man! Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Whoa, buddy. Anyway, no, yeah, she did. I always remember that my mom said that her first concert was Blue Oyster Cult when she was like 17, and that fucking band still tours. What does that tell you? I've seen Sepultura during the Beneath the Remains tour. Sick as hell. That would have been sick. Yeah. Oh yeah, seeing Sepultura back in the day would have blown both interpretations of it out of the water, but still cool. PPP reference. Oh, the greatest reality show I've seen in years is the Quartering Conundrum, the Quartering Catastrophe. Holy shit. It is so much fun. Fuck that guy. Where are we at? Let's stop jumping subjects. We ended with Mr. Hurley. We're still at Wacken. Grand Magus. Cool band. My mom is more metal than many of you. We also got Hatebreed, friend of the channel. He was ghosted the channel recently, but friend of the channel. Pig Destroyer. Good band. That would be awesome. Bloodfire Death, tribute to Bathory. That at Wacken would be fucking amazing. There's probably going to be a lot of pyro. And then after them is Emperor. Best of Emperor EP with... Wait, what? I didn't see this. Emperor will rise again to unleash a PR statement at Wacken. For one night only, they will summon the darkness beyond an array of their full works, specially concentration on their self-titled debut EP. The legendary original lineup is reforged of Emperor at Wacken. Now this is starting to sound like Wacken. Bathory tribute and Emperor back to back is awesome. Love Emperor. Emperor live is fantastic. Yeah, that's fucking cool. Bloodfire Death and then Emperor. Pretty much back to back. We got, what is it? Bleed From Within is in the way. But I don't mean to even shit on them. I'm just saying it goes Bathory and then Bleed From Within and then Emperor. But that alone, that's solid. But then we still had, there was Grand Magus. This is a good day. Shit. What's at the same time as Emperor? 2245. I think Priest is on at the same time as Emperor. If you leave Priest 15 minutes early, you can catch Emperor on time, it looks like. Unless I'm being stupid. No, yeah. They're fine. We also have the same day Death Heaven, who I don't like, but they're there. Animals as Leaders. This is the Mexican band, right? Crucian? Or am I thinking, or is it German? No, I was off. The name is similar to that one Mexican band that's like all stuff. When the Holy Ground turns into a battlefield, the Celtic band. They're similar. Oh, I know who this are. This is a fun band. Isn't this a Finnish like Unpa band? No. I'm getting everything wrong today, aren't I? Yes, they are. Yeah, this is a Finnish Oompa band. They've played before. Right. Get drunk and spill your beer music. Heavy metal mecca. Why am I Finland? You get the point. Wacken is like brutal underground black metal and then mainstream Judas Priest, but still awesome, and then polka Oompa bands. That looks like it's it for Friday, but shit, you have me at Bathory and Emperor. What does the chat think of technically day 2 of Wacken? What in the early 2000s YouTube music? They were around before YouTube, to be fair. I know that for a fact. Yeah, that's Wacken after parties is that. It's a lot of fun. I would love them when I'm drunk. Exactly. Especially at Wacken, surrounded by metalheads after seeing all those bands and then partying to that. It's fucking awesome. I'm selling Wacken right now. Sounds like Flea Circus, exactly. It sounds like your drunk father, who may or may not have done questionable things in the war, is rocking now old school style with his stein of beer right in front of him. Where is the succulent chicken store run by Jack Osborne and Jamie Kennedy at Wacken? Jack Osborne has to open a succulent chicken restaurant now. Saturday, day 3? Day 3, last day of Wacken. It's kind of confusing like that. Everyone fucks off on Sunday. No one works on Sunday, not even Wacken. Starting with Kim Dracula, so you know I won't be there. Heavy, so you know I won't be there. The rest of this day looks good. Or the rest of the stage looks good. But these start with Kids Dinosaur Band. If you brought your kid to Mudfest Wacken, which some people do, or if you're just fucking drunk. Kim Dracula, who hard pass. But the rest of this is pretty great. We're going Orbit Culture, who I've not seen yet, but would be amazing. Then we have Reunited Nevermore, who I have seen. Not the new one, but would be amazing. Then we got Lamb of God, Bald Ass Randy. For a good reason. Throwing it down. And then we have Airborne, who are fucking awesome. Perfect band for Wacken. Just old school rock and roll. They sound like AC/DC, but with more Coors Light. Or no, they're Australian with more Fosters. And then we have Arch Enemy, new Arch Enemy. Interesting to see how that goes at Wacken. Killer along with the rest of this. And then for people who like Ailstorm, there's Ailstorm. And then the promoters say Donkey Shin. And then Sabaton. This is a great fucking lineup for the day, except for the first two. Besides that, I'd be more than happy with all of that. We got Powerwolf, Ailstorm, and Sabaton all on the same day. That's... Your voice will be gone from singing all those notes all day. According to the promoters, last year when Heavy Saurus played, they sold more alcohol than normal. Maybe that's the reason they're back again. I believe that 1,000%. That makes sense. Heavy Saurus, for those who don't know, is like Barney the Dinosaur metal. I'm not kidding. Wyatt Power Wolf or Power Trip? Ah, I really like both in different ways. That's hard, honestly. I really like both bands. Power Wolf Trip. How about that? I want to see Children of Bodom. Never got the chance while Alexi was alive. Oh, man, I saw Children of Bodom a bunch of times. Once at Wacken, it was pissing rain. They were still great, but the rain sucked. But, yeah, Bodom was fucking great live. Even on their last tour, when everyone was kind of sure that Alexi was about to die because he looked like a skeleton, they still played great. Can we get Sesame Street Metal next? That's practically what Heavy Sore Ass is. Heavy Saurus was funny to see last year with all the kids partying in the rain. All right, that's cool. The kids got to have something to do. On the main stage, though. But main stage last day, Wacken killer as fuck, I think. And then we have TBA, best band ever. Kitty is there. Isn't that weird fuck band? Oh, no, it's a completely different band. My bad. No, not who I was thinking of. I thought it was the band with the weird outfits that went viral recently. Municipal Waste. Fuck yeah. Triptychon. Ah. Wacken this year has got Bathory, Emperor, and Triptychon. Consider it Celtic Frost, kind of. Rad. Corrosion of Conformity, great. Lagwagon's fun. Fit for an Autopsy's brutal live. And then we have Guilt Trip over here on whatever Wasteland stage in the fucking middle of nowhere. And that is Wacken Open Air 2026. Honestly, pretty fucking good. I would be stoked if I was going. And I would try to go. But Tulminator ends on like July 26th or something like that. It'd have to be over a week to go to Wacken. I would either fly back here for a minute and then go fly back to Wacken, or try to hang out in Europe for over a week, which is a long time from Rocket. But I want to go back because oh, good news. President canceled Wacken. Another plus. The festival just keeps getting better, right? I want to go back to Wacken because one of my first kind of viral videos was me saying how I stopped going because of the rain. But I did only go twice in 2011 and 2012. And I feel like now that I have a successful YouTube channel about metal festivals, it'd only be right to go back to Wacken and do a ground report and see how it is. But how many times have you attended Wacken? Only twice. 2011, 2012. 2011 was fucking amazing. Dream come true as a teenage metalhead. 2012 was wet and muddy. And it made me very reluctant to want to go back. Fuck president, also an excuse to say fuck Jeremy Ham Planet. Yes, people were asking before, what are the oranges for? I don't know, but how was your weekend? Believe me, I have been following every bit of that drama. It is fantastic. Smash JT is a homie of mine, and his videos have been great on it. D-Day Cobra has been keeping it real. FNT has been mostly keeping it real. Melanie Mack and Christian Meyer are fucking bizarre. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're a better person for it. If you do know what I'm talking about, you spend too much time online and you need to touch grass. But anyway, Wacken, 2 thumbs up, honestly. And at a festival the size of Wacken, you don't want to have to see every band. You don't want to spend your whole time running back and forth between every single fucking stage nonstop, because you will miss things. It's gonna happen. But 2, a great part of the experience of being at festivals is going with the flow. And sometimes you have time to kill and you wander into a stage just to see who's playing, and a band playing there is fucking amazing. Now you have a new favorite band, or you meet some wild group from Sweden, probably doing something weird, and you become friends with them. Yeah, like it's I've definitely learned that I understand when you go to a festival being like, I don't want to miss anything, so I have it really planned out. And I do definitely still plan out my festivals, but at the same time, you need to have some open space to wander around and just experience it and see what happens. You might come across people doing garbage bin jousting at Hellfest. I hope to meet the wild group from Sweden. There's always one. At every metal festival, there will be a wild group of Swedes. Who will be cool? They're not like bad or anything. Not shitting on them, but they party. Meanwhile, we get shit new world in the US. There you go. I hate both D-Day Cobra and quartering, and I need to touch grass. There you go. Yeah, you definitely spend too much time online. At least you're aware. You're self-aware. Wyatt, you can do one of these for the rest of your life. Which one are you picking? 70,000 tons or Wacken? No. One you don't choose, you can never return to. 70. It's not hard to question, honestly. With their shit, with how frustrating they can be, 70. It's hard to beat that experience. Currently on social media detox, not a plan. What you were, or I'm assuming not a clue what you were talking about. Do I want to know? No, it's just like Twitter drama, basically. If you find that entertaining, influencer drama, then sure, look into it. If you don't find it entertaining, then no. Spare yourself. Go read a book. Go out, pet your pet. Look at your children once in a while. Avoid internet drama. It's very fun for me because I know of these people. I do personally know some of the people, and I know of the other ones, and some of them I really don't fucking like. So seeing them do retarded stuff is really entertaining. That's all it is. Luxury versus mud houses. Yeah. A flooded tent in the middle of a muddy cow shit pile, or your own room on a luxury cruise ship. Yeah. Do you know about the Katy Perry files? What, she's a predator? That's been out in the open for a long time. That's why they sent that bitch's face. I think we should learn from Katie's example and send all child predators to space. Right? We didn't shoot it far enough and came back, but everyone thinks that was planned. It wasn't. The boomerang just wasn't pulled back far enough to launch her out of orbit. Anyway, I did have 2 things pulled up here. Do we go over them? Fuck it, let's do it. I came across this video right before I jumped on here. Don't know who this person is. I don't believe they're in a metal band, but their video is educational for everyone in any type of band. Came across this video earlier today. We have Mike Reeves, who's in some band I don't know. Not hating, just unaware. The not obvious reason bands lose so much money on tour. And I thought this was good and interesting. Let's react.
What if I told you the reason bands lose money on tour is not because everything's expensive? It's more complicated than that. I think most people assume that bands lose money on tour because, simple mathematics, they're too small, not filling enough rooms, and everything's expensive, which it is. Like, of course, yeah, a local band playing to like 30 people is going to lose a ton of money if they're touring like that. But in my 20 years of touring, in my experience, it's those DIY tours that you lose the least amount of money on.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain.
Oh, God, yeah. Honestly, in some situations, it's kind of better to stay on a DIY level where you're organizing everything. You might not be getting to those big stages, but you're getting ripped off a lot less.
So when I was 18, I used to play in this hardcore band, and we would book these sketchy ass tours that we would do like on school vacation. We were playing basements, living rooms, backyards, VFWs, and every once in a while in all ages bar. Now this was 2008, so we were booking these shows through MySpace or just friends of friends who were hooking it up. We slept on completely cockroach-infested floors in Brooklyn. We camped outside of a Walmart, almost got arrested. And we spent more nights than I can count sleeping in the van, cramped in weird positions. We actually had Hatebreed's old touring van from the 90s, which lasted us like 1.5 tours. But here's the thing, those tours were extremely cheap. The venues were free or the promoter had rented them. Of course, there was no booking agent taking 10%. We printed our own merch, so our overhead on that was a lot less than it would be if we were just buying merch right out. Most nights we would make like, I don't know, anywhere from like $75 to maybe $300, and that would only be if like the local bands would like give us their cut, which is kind of what we always did.
Why would anybody do that?
Whenever bands were in our town, sometimes it went like that, sometimes you just didn't make any.
Okay, I misunderstood that. They mean that like to get a bigger band to come in from out of town, they would maybe pass up their pay for. I can understand that.
Money. I mean, one night in Virginia Beach, the promoter left with all the money from the door. So like we were alone in the venue. So we raided the bar and then used someone's expired credit card to like book a hotel that
hell yeah
somehow worked. But technically those tours didn't lose money because we didn't go into debt. We didn't have credit cards. If we ran out of money, we were just out of money. And honestly, we probably could have toured like that forever, but it's not physically sustainable. You can't sleep on floors like well into your 30s. Once a band starts leveling up.
When I was younger, before I was ever in a band or even doing vocals, I had the dream of being in a touring band, and I couldn't understand why anyone like wouldn't want that. It seemed like so cool. And now I definitely understand more of the hardships and the perspective of what it actually takes.
And each time that
I want to do it, but
they level up, that's where the expenses skyrocket. Start staying in hotels. You start getting crew members, like maybe like a driver, merch person, front of house, tour manager. Like there's all sorts of like different roles you can start adding on. And right now I'm at day 1 of a tour, and I'm already like $900 in the hole from booking round trip flights, getting to France to start the tour. And there's 9 of us.
That's like my band, Dark Insanity, playing Terminator this year. We're paying for it out of pocket. It's costing us money to go do it, but it's going to be fun.
Crew that have to get to the south of France just to play the first show. I think we're coming from like 6 different countries, so the logistics are expensive. So you got to pay daily for crews. You got gas, hotel, van rentals. We're doing 2 vehicles on this tour. Flights, food. Sometimes the festivals cover hotels, sometimes they don't. And before the band makes $1, all this has to be covered first. Now, fortunately, we've been doing
That's an expensive bus.
this long enough, and we've been building up this live touring business that our tours are profitable. We are going home with money, but getting here has involved so many financial gambles. And one of the biggest ones that resulted in like a $50,000 loss.
There's not a single tour that happens that is not a massive financial gamble.
Or investment was back in 2022. We landed a tour which led to 3 tours of us opening for the same band that was one of the biggest bands in our genre. We were playing anywhere from like 2,000 to 15,000 capacity rooms.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Catering, showers in the venue, like everything, it was awesome. At the end of
Catering would be great for playing a show.
These 3 tours in the course of a year, this resulted in us about $50,000 in debt to our record label. So how does that happen?
So I am not saying tell what you made, but did you get paid for Tulminator? For the first time, yes, we did. It wasn't, it did not cover our expenses to get there by any fucking means, but we were paid a little bit to perform.
Big shows don't automatically mean big profit, especially as an opener. Our guarantees were way lower than we would make on our normal headlining shows, especially in Europe. But for us to get in front of this crowd in the exact genre of people that would like us, it was a great opportunity, and we were unbelievably happy to do it and grateful to do it. Keep in mind that it's not me complaining about losing money on these tours. I'm talking about investments. So once again, the guarantees were less money each night, sometimes up to a 10th lower than we would make in certain markets. But that wasn't the biggest issue. The main problem was logistics and probably our own planning. These tours involved long overnight drives, and the only way for us to do it really
or planning. I think you said planning. Let me rewind that.
Was logistics and probably our own planning.
Okay, I thought he said our planet. Goddamn Earth making touring hard.
Tours involved long overnight drives, and the only way for us to do it realistically without having to get up at 6 in the morning after going to bed at 2 in the morning was renting a tour bus, which sounds awesome, and it is awesome. Touring on a nightliner is amazing. You fall asleep after the show, and you wake up in the next city. It's like time travel. It's the best thing ever.
That is still a bucket list dream of mine. I have not had that experience of touring in a bus with a bunk and everything. I would love it. Someone asked, what band is this? I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know who this guy is. It probably says if I pull it up on here. I tour the world in a band called the Rumjacks. There you go. Rumjacks touring.
Is my favorite way to tour, but it is wicked expensive. In the States at the time, this was $2,400 a day, and you have to put the driver up in a hotel and Uber him to and from the hotel. So like the expenses add up real fast.
I don't know why you don't have a bunk for the driver. That would only make sense. Not him personally. I think that's a normal thing that the driver, goes to a hotel to chill, but I feel like there's a way to cut back on that.
So you would say like, okay, well, that's your fault. Why did you agree?
Someone said, would you tour with big bands you didn't like? I absolutely would if I wasn't into their music, but they were cool people or whatever, then yeah, sure. If it was a band that I knew were a bunch of fuckheads, and no. There's some bands where, they probably wouldn't if they watched my channel, but if they hit us up for a tour, I'd be like,
to do this. Our biggest mistake is that we completely underestimated how much we were going to be making in merch. So we're looking at these rooms thinking like, okay, these are like on average like 8,000 person rooms. Like we're going to do great on merch. We thought we were going to be making a lot more than we did. As an opener, you do not feel you can be complaining much. And you should be grateful to be on the tour, and we were grateful to be on the tour, but your merch doesn't always go on the big merch wall with the headliners merch.
Oh, it was the Flogging Molly tour. Someone just commented that you saw them open for Flogging Molly. So this definitely probably means that. They lost a shit ton of money touring with Flogging Molly.
There were some cases where like the setup was kind of weird, so our merch would be in like a different level, like downstairs by the bathrooms, like in 2 specific cases. I think we're expecting to bring
that. Put your merch in the back, like basement.
In from anywhere from like $2,500 to $4,000 a night in merch. There were some nights where, you know, if the merch table was in a really weird place and people weren't even finding our table to give us money, I don't know, we'd finish the night with like $300 in merch money. And that's
I would consider that amazing.
To the overhead of buying.
I would be like, holy shit, we made $300 on merch. That's nuts.
All the merch and having it shipped to the first show to meet us. So when your whole financial plan depends on you selling merch and you miscalculate it, that's when it costs you thousands of dollars. As a touring band, we're literally just traveling t-shirt salesmen. So
Oh yeah. You know, like you made it. You're on a big tour with Flogging Molly or Dropkick Murphys or whoever. Probably still struggling financially.
The bus, the crew, the merch cuts. Don't get me started on merch cuts. That can be its own video, but in some cases, you have to pay 20% of your merch to Live Nation venues.
Fuck that.
At the end of the tour, we did have cash. The band did get paid to pay the rent back home for the month that they were away. So we finished that first tour in the red. We ended up doing 2 more tours over the course of the year. We finished that year owing a lot of money to our record label. But we also had a lot of new fans.
Is this a lot of fun?
Drum case?
But how bullshit is that? You go on a big tour with a big band, think, oh, we're making it. And by the end of it, you owe your label a fuck ton of money. That is very, 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 very normal.
Whoa! A new house for my shells and everything. Actually, I have all my hardware.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
Now, thankfully, our record label believed in the long-term value of the band. I mean, they've been with the band for over a decade. They know how much money we make on streaming, which is usually pretty good. We have an unfair advantage where we have this one video that like consistently gets like 1 million views a month. And then like all our other videos on YouTube are also making a bunch of money. So the label knows.
That's how you make money as a band now. Honestly, if you're in a band, you need to be doing YouTube and content stuff. You might not need to necessarily do like what he's doing or like what I do or make specific videos, but a lot of your promotion and extra revenue is going to come from basically doing content creation stuff, being a influencer, you could say. But I'm sure his music videos are getting extra money through YouTube that people probably wouldn't think of doing, but so their label paid to get them on that tour. Yeah, that's how it goes.
By giving us this money, they will be getting it back. And those tours did help the band grow. We noticeably saw our headlining shows getting way bigger after those tours. We landed a booking agent that didn't quite work out. That's also another story. But ultimately, one of the big reasons that bands lose money on tour is because they're investing while they're leveling up. So of course I could make a video talking about how much money everything costs in terms of like gas and logistics and
life.
I think we all understand that everything's expensive and everyone is operating on razor thin margins. But in this case, the reason we lost a lot of money on tour, not out of being lazy or irresponsible, it's usually just involves in investing in future growth. Sometimes you take gambles that do not pay off, such as underestimating your merch and improper planning. Could we have done those tours with hotels and vans and saved a bunch of money? Probably, but when you're done packing out the venue, get to the hotel at 2 a.m., it's pretty tough to leave at 6 a.m. if you have to get to a city that's 6 hours away for sound check at like 2 p.m. The logistics.
That is brutal. When I did the Killer's lighting assembly, holy crap, it was an operation. 2.5 24-ton trailers full of preset lights on trusses. Yeah, that's like you see Rammstein's tour setup. It's a bunch of semis. 2 is kind of small. Yeah. It's a lot of work for respect your roadies.
Are just tough. And that's why a year later, we bought our own school bus and converted it into our tour bus. Some of you have seen that video.
This is the smartest thing you can do as a band. Buy a fucking school bus, change it into your tour bus where you're not paying a shit ton of money just to have it. Also have your stuff on YouTube, TikTok, and everything. You basically need to do that if you want to be in a band and not be completely broke.
Some of you have not. It is linked here. But there's also another huge mistake bands make that is kind of related to this, and that is saying yes to the wrong tours. I'm not saying that those tours were the wrong tours. I'm extremely grateful for those opportunities.
Fuck those tours.
Don't want to sound ungrateful, but when you're talking about money loss, it's always going to sound like you're complaining. I'm not complaining. I feel like that has to be said.
But fuck those tours.
Before the comments go crazy. But another huge mistake is saying yes to the wrong tours. I come from the mentality of play everywhere as much as possible, get on stage, get everywhere at once. That's not always the smartest thing to do.
It's really not. I understand that mentality that, you know, keep your skill going as a musician, as a band. You get better as you play live more and obviously reach new audiences. But everyone who's been in a local band or been in local band scenes knows that like circuit they can get stuck in where the same small bands are playing the same small clubs with the same crowds, potentially dwindling crowds. But you feel like you're making it because you're constantly playing, but you're constantly just like going in a circle, not actually progressing, and can actually be costing the band.
Now, we've had to say no to a lot of really awesome tours with bands that we really want to play with, some of my favorite bands. But as a band with 6 band members and a minimum of 2 crew, if we're doing front of house and driver merch, it just doesn't make sense to play a first of 4 spot for $500 a night for 3 weeks. You just can't financially make it happen and hope that exposure magically pays off. Especially as openers on like a 1 of 4 spot, you're realistically probably playing to about 25% of the room's full capacity. I hate to say it, but that's oftentimes a reality. In a lot of cases, it's just burning money to look successful, which is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to spend.
That defines the entire music industry in 2026. Burning money to look successful. Every single band feels that. That's basically what they're going through.
And money to invest it properly. Sometimes those investments go astray and you end up owing $50,000 to your record label. Shit happens. And that's the weird thing about touring. Sometimes
go on tour with a massive band like Flogging Molly and you end up owing $50,000 fucking dollars.
The bands that are playing basements and sleeping in those same basements are losing way less money than other bands that are playing arenas. Having done both, I can say that. But we're only 1 show in on the Spanish tour, mostly Spain, France, Spain, Switzerland. So let's see how this tour goes. Are we going to lose money? I don't know. I don't think so. Spain is always tough. It's a tough market for us. Follow along with these videos because I will be posting videos as I'm touring.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting to go over. Look, it's fucking doing any type of tour is just so difficult nowadays. If my shitty war metal band ever gets big enough to go on tour, we'll just get in like a car or a van or something and drive it. Yeah, that's how you got to do it nowadays. I mean, that's how bands really started off doing it, but there's so many strings attached that come with making it as a band that sometimes it's really, you got to really wonder if it's worth it. Did you ever get screwed out of promised money for a gig because the club boss says there were not enough people? No, that hasn't happened to us yet. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how I would react to that. But yeah, fun times in the year of our Lord, 2026. Let's see. Is there any new breaking metal stuff on here I should go over before we skedaddle on out of here? I have 2 videos planned that will be coming up very, very soon. My next one is going to be 20 crazy rock cameos. Pretty easy video to do, but it'll be really fun, of rock cameos from like Alice Cooper, Wayne's World, all of those ones. But I'll make it extra funny and I'll find some deep cuts that are less well known. It's not gonna be like the 5 you've heard of over and over and over again. But I think that video will be fun. That'll be up next. And then I have one pretty much ready to go that is worst tour disasters. And I didn't realize when I started making that video how depressing it was going to be. It's like, here's one where this guy died tragically. Here's one where this guy died tragically. Like and subscribe. I'll try to work my mojo on it and see how it works. Any breaking news? I did have a video I thought we could go over if we feel like it. Or you can all just fuck off right away. Go do something else. Stay in school, kids. Not seeing any real breaking stuff I should cover. All right, well, how's everyone's weekend? Alyssa joined Dragon Force. We talked about that last week, yeah. I'm curious to see how it goes. I do feel more authenticity coming from Alyssa now than when she was grinding the gears in Arch Enemy, going through it, clocking in, basically. What are the oranges for? I am probably, after we're done here, gonna pull up a video on that and see what the latest drum is. But one thing I thought would be fun to go over before we get the fuck out of here, my band practices in about an hour and a half. Not metal news, but did you hear about the mosque shooting that happened in San Diego this week? Yeah, I think public shootings are lame and you shouldn't do them. 2 thumbs down says why it's metal. Texas needs more metal. Maybe it'll get it soon. So I mentioned before that I want to leave California, and especially this apartment, especially after that intro. But now I am very torn because I was strongly thinking of going to the Austin, Texas area. To be more specific, more like the suburbs of Austin, like Bee Cave and Georgetown. People know what I'm talking about that. But another place I just figured out might actually be affordable is Big Bear, California, which is a straight up mountain town. It's the complete fucking opposite of Southern California, LA. No, it's the exact opposite of that. And I found out it's quite affordable to live in a cabin in the woods up there. So I'm really trying to decide between the two. I'm going to go look at some places up in Big Bear soon. But if I could do a metal YouTube channel while living in a cabin in the woods and Rocket could be friends with bears, that sounds awesome. Isn't Austin just a piece of California and Texas? A little bit. Compared to rural Texas, yes. But compared to California, no. It's like if you don't come from California, you would probably think that Austin is super, super liberal and woke. But if you came from California and went there, you'd be like, wow, this place is still pretty conservative. That's pretty much how it goes. Texas is dope as hell, man. You'd love it here. I went to Austin recently and I really liked it. I can definitely see myself moving there. But if a place were to work out in the fucking mountains with a lake and everything, that's really hard. But it's honestly like a coin toss on what I'll do. We'll put it in the chat. We'll do a super chat goal. If we get to, what, $2,000, I'll move to one of the locations. I don't know. Austin is pricey. It's all right, but everything is a toll road. You don't live in California. Nothing is pricey in Austin compared to California. People talk about traffic in Austin. I'm like, you don't have traffic in Austin. I can tell you, as someone who's lived in California my whole life, you do not have traffic in Austin. But you also don't have traffic in the middle of the mountain, so Rocket will get homesick. No, he won't. I'm his home. He'd be happy anywhere we are. But wages here in Texas are half of California's. Not for a YouTuber who works from home. I would save a fucking shitload of money living there compared to living here, honestly. I mean, yeah, if it was dependent on what job you had, then obviously that would make things more difficult, but I don't care about what the wages are, what the school system is, so I'm fine. We're up to $3,000 for Wyatt to do 3 pull-ups, go bald, and move to the mountains. Yep, that will happen if we make the goal, which we're nowhere near at all, so probably not going to happen. Anyway, fucking rambling off here. I know this is off point, but is Motorhead a good band?
Boo this man!
Anyway, greatest band of all time. I had a video I wanted to go over with you guys. I thought it'd be fun before we get out of here. I do have band practice and videos to do, but do you guys remember in the early 2000s, there was a weird rock, there were a lot of weird rock reality shows, but there was one supergroup show. I remember watching this when it came out, and this video popped up as I was scrolling earlier, and I thought it could be a lot of fun to react to. And it gave me an idea for another video to make soon. Worst rock reality shows. That is definitely going to happen because there's a lot of good ones. But this was a reality show by VH1 in the early 2000s where some TV executives decided to make a short supergroup consisting of Scott Ian, Ted Nugent, Sebastian Bach, Evan Seinfeld, and some other guy. And it was a reality TV show, so you know how it went. But I thought it'd be fun to react to this.
You know, coming out with a name could take 12 days. We are cool. Our music's cool. The damn band name better not be stupid. I think we ought to be called Chesty Puller.
Shut up, Ted.
The song is so dated. The song is so...
Ted Nugent seems like he'd be like, I think we should be called Seasoned Steak. What if we were steak sauce?
Dated. You know, the song is so dated. It'd probably be easier if I just got on a drum kit and showed you.
But at the same time,
yeah.
Pretend you're a TV executive in the mid-2000s. Reality television.
I don't have enough cocaine to do that.
Television is king, and your network VH1 has cornered the market on rock and roll nostalgia. You need a
remember rock TV shows? That used to be a thing. These were terrible. Rock of Love. I remember watching that. Fucking the Osbournes, Gene Simmons, Family Jewels. They're all going on the list. Don't worry.
New explosive concept. So what if you locked 5 famous rock stars in a mansion for 12 days and told them to form a band, but you didn't tell them who their bandmates would be until they walked through the door?
Yeah, they supposedly didn't tell them who was going to be in their band before the show.
Well, you'd get VH1's most chaotic experiment, a show called Supergroup. The mid-2000s were a strange time for rock music. The giants of the 70s and 80s were now considered legacy acts. The grunge and alternative movements had faded, and nu metal was on its last legs. Into this landscape stepped VH1.
And there was like this weird nostalgia for 80. Well, I guess it makes sense for 80s rock.
Wave that
90s is nostalgic.
It kicked off in the early 2000s with the MTV show The Osbournes and the less celebrated spin-offs like Gene Simmons' Rock School, Tommy Lee Goes to College, and Rockstar NXT.
Tommy Lee Goes to College? God.
Yes. The concept was equal parts brilliant and utterly insane. Take 5 seasoned rock stars known for their equally large talents and egos, put them in a Las Vegas mansion, and give them just 12 days to write, record, and perform as a brand new supergroup. Now, here's the crucial twist.
12 days is a short amount of time to do all that.
None of them knew who they'd be working with. The cast assembled by the producers was an eclectic group of mismatched personalities, a volatile mix of genres seemingly engineered in a lab to create maximum TV drama. First,
a few wrinkles, you can tell this is old.
You had Sebastian Bach, the quintessential 80s hair frontman from Skid Row. Then there was Scott Ian, the stoic goatee guitarist and the principal architect behind the New York thrash metal legends Anthrax. On bass was Evan Seinfeld of the hardcore band Biohazard, a man also known for his side career in the adult entertainment world. And behind the drum kit sat Jason Bonham, carrying the eternal weight of being the son of Led Zeppelin's John Bonham.
Not to be a dick, but I had no idea who he was at the time.
And finally, you had the wild card Ted Nugent, the Motor City Madman, a 70s guitar hero. Ted Nugent! Who by 2006 was arguably more famous for his outspoken pro-hunting and political commentary than his music. The man who was tasked with basically managing this group of misfits was none other than legendary rock manager Doc McGee, who would handle giants like Kiss and Motley Crue, and had also previously...
It was all about drugs.
He worked with Sebastian Bach during his Skid Row days. His job was to somehow steer the ship to a debut concert in less than 2 weeks. The stage was set for either the birth of a legendary band or, more likely, a train wreck you couldn't look away from.
It was pretty bad. Spoiler alert. There's a reason why you've never heard of this before if you didn't watch the show.
The first few hours inside the Las Vegas mansion were a surreal meet and greet. As each musician arrived, the looks of shock and dawning confusion were palpable. Evan Seinfeld, the heavily tattooed hardcore kid from New York, later admitted he fully expected to get into a physical altercation with Ted Nugent on day one.
Damn. That would have been great TV.
Ashton Bach, meanwhile, arrived with his signature bravado, while Scott Ian seemed to be observing
Evan Seinfeld versus Ted Nugent. Who are you rooting for?
The whole scene with a cynical, analytical amusement. Jason Bonham, arguably the most musically pedigreed member, carried a quiet professionalism, likely wondering what he had just signed up for. Despite the obvious culture clashes, the initial energy was surprisingly positive. They were all professionals, and their first instinct was to jam together. Those early sessions showed flickers of promise, as well as a little bit of tension.
That process naturally is very ineffective.
I like that, but that's more like Major and Zeppelin-y. I'm trying to do something more down and dark.
I know what to do. Let's listen to it. See what it sounds like.
I don't want everyone playing that.
The problem is they're all from fucking completely different bands.
Fall together like a big monster the whole time. But maybe not so noodly. Maybe more like
Ted Nugent, classic rock with a hardcore guy. That's strange.
Grab a note and bend it.
I can deform and mutilate and beat up and reorganize a chord.
That's predictable. That's 1-4-5 blues.
But you should never avoid E, A, and D just because you've done it a million times, because it might be the right chords for this moment.
We're overthinking this. It was good.
It just sounded like old guys.
Honestly, when Ted Nugent's talking about rock music, it's fucking awesome. Think what you want about his politics, sure, and his hunting. But when he's I would love to have a chat with him just about rock music.
Rock. Oh, no.
Ted's riffs sound really major and kind of just dated to me. Play the A riff, play the E riff. Let's see where we go from there. At some point, someone is going to have to tell someone else that something sucks.
Nugent's classic rock riffs, Ian's tight thrash rhythms, Seinfeld's aggressive bass, and Bonham's thunderous drumming started to coalesce. Over it all, Sebastian Bach's soaring vocals tried to find their place. It was a strange musical gumbo, but it was definitely something. Now, the first order of business for any band is a name, and that became their initial creative struggle, and it was something they really wouldn't figure out until much later in the series. The process was as chaotic as the group itself.
Someone says you don't remember this show. I was glued to VH1's reality music TV. I'm pretty sure it was just one season. You're welcome.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
In a moment of eagerness, Bach suggested Fist, explaining it symbolized the five of them coming together.
And here's one I really like.
That hand is great.
That's the best one. Can we get more
I don't think that's the worst one.
hair on the knuckles?
Hi, I'm Jason from Fist. And we're going out tonight to Rockin' Vegas.
What if it was fistful?
Fistful.
I don't know. I don't know.
And you can't keep changing your name.
I'm not saying I love the name, but it's not terrible.
Evan Seinfeld, leaning into his punk roots, offered up God War, which was Raw Dog spelled backwards, a suggestion that was quickly shot down. At one point, Bach, in a fit of manic energy, just started screaming Savage Animal over and over.
Okay, check this out. Savage Animal.
Savage Animal.
No, that's it. It rolls off the tongue. Savage Animal.
You should call it No.
No, because that's what you guys
Sounds like a kid who just discovered dinosaurs. Savage animal.
say all the time. A savage animal. And that's what rock and roll is. It's a beast. It rolls off the tongue. Savage animal. I don't know, whatever. Name.
What?
When I say the name of it, just give me 5 seconds.
I'm not saying a word.
Okay. Savage animal, dude.
Who's ready to get fisted? Woo!
That it rolls off the
It
tongue.
sounds like a band that played 1983. That's what it sounds like to me.
I like something to have good diction. I like it to roll off the tongue cool. Savage animal. It rolls off my tongue. That's the only reason I really like it.
It's a
Don't do drugs, kids.
redundancy.
And I like the name. Maybe that speaks to my ego, you know.
Finally, as they were debating the process, Scott Ian noted it was a goddamn democracy, something Bach immediately seized on. He shortened the phrase to something that perfectly captured the beautiful disaster they were a part of, democracy. The band
I completely forgot that was the band name. The band name was Damocracy. Savage Animal's better.
had a name that reflected the damned if you do,
This is better than both of them.
damned if you don't nature of their televised creation. While the show aimed to give you a window into the creative process between musicians, there was also a lot of rock star cliches and stereotypes. The show leans on this kind of behavior again and again: strip club outings, heavy drinking, as well as half-naked
For a
photo
bunch of married people.
shoots and disagreements. Now, the fragile peace in the mansion was never going to last. Seinfeld just lost focus almost immediately in the first episode, becoming infatuated with convincing the band's chef, Anushka, to join the adult film business that he co-owned with his then-wife, Tara Patrick.
Woman.
Little weird. Just around the dinner discussion, you should get into my porn industry.
Somewhere inside fantasize about being a pinup or a centerfold. I think I can make her famous. I can make her into a star.
Then later on in the same episode, Jason Bonham had to leave for prior commitments to play 2 shows with the band Foreigner. Now, for a normal band, this is a scheduling hiccup, but for a reality TV show needing constant content, it was a crisis.
Oh, God, if I was him, I wouldn't have come back. Just go back on the tour.
Management's solution was a stroke of reality TV absurdity. They brought in a human beatboxer named Kid Beyond to replace Jason Bonham. And the band, as you can imagine, was appalled. This is where the clash between musical integrity
Reality shows were stupid.
and producer-driven drama became perfectly encapsulated.
Tell him to go home.
It may be interesting for 2 minutes to at least listen to.
No,
to
I don't.
his
He's
beats
not
and
our
stuff.
drummer. Jason's gonna come in and say, "What the?" Jason's
Professor Snoop says, Tara Patrick, I'm quite familiar with. Evan Seinfeld, Epstein Sergeant at Arms. I don't know about that, but yeah. Yeah, they did an episode where fucking Sebastian Bach and Evan Seinfeld were shooting pinups of their wives, and Ted Nugent was like, ew. It was, in fact, a shit show.
drummer
with responsibilities.
And should have been called shit.
Did anybody ask Jason about that? I'll tell you one thing. You get another lead singer in here while I'm at running or something, I'll punch his head in. Okay, so don't get any ideas about that. This is my band. We don't need that. We don't need
Like, I'm not getting kicked out of a band again. God, I can't go through it. This is ridiculous, obviously, for a reality show to have that beatboxing thing. But how many bands have had situations like this from managers that were real, that weren't part of a reality show? A great example is Evanescence, their song, whatever it's called, their big one with the shitty rapper on it. They didn't want that shitty rapper on it. That was their record label telling them they had, practically forcing them to do it. So, as ridiculous in TV as this is, some bands have been in these really stupid situations. How would that be as an artist? You work on your next album with your band, all of your friends, making the music you love, and some dick in a suit is like, maybe you should consider throwing beatbox on there.
don't need that.
I'll bring you in there and you can torture him like you've tortured everybody else. And just because I don't use a drum kit doesn't mean I can't rock as hard
Get the fuck out of here, you loser.
as any member of the Bonham family.
This dude lives under the bridge in Vegas now.
Shut the door. It sucks.
Sebastian Bach took the most direct action, literally slamming the door in the beatboxer's face. Now, with Jason Bonham finally returning, the focus shifted to songwriting, which brought the next major conflict. The band had been working on a song called Take It Back. They brought it to veteran producer Rob Cavallo, known for his work with Green Day, to offer a professional opinion. Cavallo listened and then delivered a pretty brutal assessment.
Like, fuck this show.
He said the song sounded dated.
A song with Sebastian Bach and Ted Nugent sounded dated. I am shocked.
Trouble because the song is so dated. The song is so dated. Dated. The song is so dated.
And they felt the weight of time.
I still think that the most obnoxious and repugnant and inapplicable word in the history of rock and roll is dated.
The problem is it's not really relevant to today. It feels like something from the 80s.
That's a very polite way of saying that sucks. If it was an amazing song, it wouldn't matter that it sounded from the 80s. What he's saying is, it sounds phoned in and shitty. It sounds like a cover band playing their third show.
Today, it feels like something from the 80s. And when kids hear that kind of stuff, I don't think they're going to get it. I don't get it.
There is no higher authority ever than me on what is right or wrong about my music.
I completely agree. That is a based fucking take. I think the song is probably shit, but I agree with what he said.
Kind of beat that I was thinking of, or something that would be interesting, would be something that has a little more of a punk flavor.
Bonham doesn't play punk. I don't feel
I ate a punk.
Up tempo punk music is what I would like to bring to the flavor.
It'd probably be easier if I just got on a drum kit and showed you.
But at the same time,
yeah.
we just actually sing.
But while the feedback stung, it was a necessary dose of reality, forcing the band to confront that their combined history,
on top of that, the show probably bombed,
didn't automatically equal a fresh sound. Soon, the creative tension was dwarfed by personal friction. Egos began to flare. An example that's repeated throughout the series is Bach, who would keep his bandmates waiting while he would go exercise and go for jogs, much to the annoyance of his bandmates.
Coming up, 11 days till showtime and a rebellious
11 days till showtime.
Supergroup blows off their first band meeting.
You're a half hour late for a band meeting.
I had to go running, dude.
That usually
Singer time. Singer time.
constitutes a band meeting when the band's there.
Obviously,
I'm going to be on Singer time today in a little bit.
it's better to be on time and keep to a schedule, but it is rock and roll.
Other drama soon introduced to the house when manager Doc McGee brings over the group's PR people who had previously worked with boy bands, and they come and try to help shape the band's image, much to the annoyance
Fuck out of here.
of the members. Then Doc McGee brings in a stylist who the band members, of course, clash with.
People are doing here yet.
PR people
Real rock and roll show, I'd come out with a fire extinguisher and fucking chase them away.
are consumed with imagery, and I always think that Ted Nugent needs an imagery direction.
He just referred to himself in the third person.
Like a dairy farmer needs a milkman.
Maybe they can advise me of things I should say.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
You guys did the Backstreet Boys, right? I'm a Bach Street boy.
Share your wisdom with us.
Doc is like, I got a flight to Epstein Island. Damn. Is he in the files? I didn't check.
How do we penetrate that ever suspicious media? What's your pitch?
We're gonna talk to you. You're gonna. We're gonna ask you.
Buzzwords, right? How you
Poor pretty young lady just sitting in front of Uncle Ted.
spinning this thing? We're gonna vertically integrate it and move forward. We're gonna monetize the thing and streamline it. What's happening there, guys?
They jumped screaming at us. I just sat
Good, you're... say more before I rant.
there going, wow, I've never been in a situation as a publicist where they have felt like I was there to harm them.
We'd never talk in marketing speak. We specialize in bringing entertainment stories.
I'm on Ted's side on this situation. Fuck these PR marketing publicist people. We really think this would be good for... No, fuck you, shooting shotguns in the sky. I'm on Ted's side on this one.
To the media.
You want people...
Oh God, today was the worst ADD session of everybody talking over everybody.
We keep cutting each other off when we talk. Every one of us. You. No, all of us. Not every one of us.
Well, we haven't had a chance
right
to
now,
talk yet.
none of us can get our thought out. Let's hear everybody.
Yeah, spoiler for the whole show, Sebastian Bach talked the whole time.
Our capabilities.
I'm not. I doubt nothing.
We have the largest men's magazine in the country, Maxim.
All right, useless bitch, get the fuck out of here. Fuck these people.
Right on.
is shooting you guys.
Kind of cute, but fuck you and your job.
You need something in Las Vegas?
I need a box of money.
Yeah, let's get to work.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking. I've got some visuals. I want to do sort of a neo
What's that?
futuristic.
I know what I'm wearing. I have my own image
You
in my
know what you're
style.
wearing already?
I know what I'm wearing already.
You have an outfit already.
Yeah, I know what I'm wearing.
Wearing it right now, bitch.
Okay.
Every
Well,
day
I'm
this
glad
week
to
I
see
know
you are
what I'm wearing.
open-minded.
I thought the guys were a little insensitive to her because she was trying her
Shut up, Sebastian. You're married, fool. Keep it down.
best, and I thought that they could have been a little more hospitable.
You just gotta understand.
Let's play ball fair. Let's hear my ideas out, and then we'll talk.
She's hot as fuck, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I don't need a fashion consultant, and in fact, I do for humor, so I can laugh them out of the damn room.
So I want to do this thing that's kind of like you guys are futuristic rock stars. So like the rock stars from the future came back. Don't
Immediately when people are talking like that, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No. I don't want some theme made up by some person trying to like sell the image.
groan, Evan. What if the ultimate rock band came down and, you know, from this other world? What would they look like and sound like and do?
To point out, she's not the rock star. She doesn't have a long career playing stages. What the fuck does she know about, oh, you should come down as these future rock stars?
Think like Van Helsing, something like
It's just a humiliation ritual. It's her weird fetish.
lots of like grounded in rock, deconstructive, slightly like almost like homeless urchin.
Fuck up.
However, the most serious threat to the project was Sebastian Bach's behavior. It was prior to filming the show, Bach had done a stint on Broadway performing as part of Jesus Christ Superstar, and he'd soon fallen into the habit of drinking wine every night. Now, Bach's behavior grew more erratic, culminating in a dramatic confrontation. During a discussion, Bach and Bonham clashed over whether the drummer should make eye contact with the frontman, and later that evening, Bach's behavior became what other members described as out of control. This is where Evan Seinfeld finally snapped. Furious, he pushed Bach and attempted to throw a punch. The message was clear.
Everyone's perfectly okay with that.
Bach's drinking was jeopardizing the band.
I turned around to Jason and I said, this is going to get serious in about 10 seconds.
This is called riding. We're not playing.
I want to be standing in a room next to Scott Ian and Ted Nugent watching Sebastian Bach be punched in the face. That sounds like a fucking dream come true.
The aftermath, a tearful apology.
Hey, dude.
Sorry, man. Revealed the painful loss that fueled Sebastian's drinking.
Morning, you dad. Lost. Drinking numbs it out for a minute, and then it's just worse tomorrow.
Leading to an ultimatum.
You can't drink, dude.
All right.
But just a few hours after he
All right.
swore off liquor, the promise was broken.
Eat, drink, and be fat and drunk.
We've got Jeremy Hambley over here. What's up, Quartering?
If he's drinking before the show, I ain't playing with him.
And this is something Bach confirmed in his book. But he also stated that he grew uncomfortable with what he claimed was Ted Nugent telling everyone on set that he was black and using the N-word freely around crew members. What happened?
What? Sebastian Bach said that on set, Ted Nugent would say that he's black and use the N-word, which is not a surprise.
But he also stated that he grew uncomfortable with what he claimed was Ted Nugent telling everyone on set that he was black and using the N-word freely around crew members. What happened next was perhaps the most unexpected twist in the entire series. Seinfeld approached the one...
This is hard because, like, is that on camera? Because on one hand, I can see Sebastian Bach lying. On the other hand, I can totally see Ted Nugent doing that. So I don't know who to believe in this situation.
One person he might thought get through to Bach, Ted Nugent. He explained that Bach looked up to Ted like a father figure, and in a moment of surprising responsibility...
Sounds like a father figure.
The Motor City Madman took on the role of mentor. He confronted Bach directly and forbade him from drinking any more alcohol. Shocked into compliance, Bach agreed, and in a bizarre turn of events, the hard-partying frontman had unofficially been adopted by the straight-edge bow-hunting Ted Nugent.
Right, you listen to the Grand Wizard, Bach.
I love you. Okay. But I love you with a crowbar. Which is why I want to talk to you. You are so gifted. You got it all. I want Sebastian Bach. Not kinda, and not almost. No more drinking. Not even a sip. It reduces. No. You let's put it this way. Does it enhance the fun factor? Only for a burp, and then it turns into dumb guy. And I mean, you remember you went off and got thrown in jail because drinking. Yeah. Okay.
In June of 2006, as the show
sign to calm down
was airing, Democracy released 3 demo tracks on their MySpace page, a relic of the era itself. Bach himself would later admit
AI would have done better.
The demos were of extremely low quality, and that if they recorded them properly, they would have likely sounded completely different. The entire experiment culminated with a one-night-only concert at the Empire Ballroom in Las Vegas. This was the grand finale. They took to the stage and ripped through a set list that included their new songs, alongside
Were these people paid to be here, or was it just like a come attend free thing? It's probably that.
cover tunes from their own catalog, like Skid Row's Youth Gone Wild, Anthrax's Only, and Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever. For one night, that bickering finally stopped. They were loud, messy, and unapologetically a rock and roll band. At the end of the show, Scott Ian expressed a desire to continue, stating that he didn't want it to end. But the show concluded with an on-screen text assuring viewers that the band was continuing to work together, leaving a glimmer of hope that this chaotic experiment might actually have a future. But
fuck that. I'm sure they were all under contract. They probably knew right away that they were going to get the hell out of here. I don't have any proof of it. I'm willing to bet that all of them knew full well that it would not go past this season.
That hope was short-lived. After the camera stopped rolling, the deafening sound that followed Democracy was silence. There was no album, there was no tour. All 5 members immediately returned to their day jobs. Bach went back to his solo career, Ian went back to Anthrax, Bonham went back to Foreigner, and Seinfeld went back to Biohazard, while Ted Nugent split his time between touring and hunting. The band that was forged in the crucible of reality TV seemed to evaporate the moment the spotlight was turned off. For 4 years, the name existed in
just a gimmick for a reality show, and it was scripted.
A state of limbo. But finally, in 2010, the band officially split up, though it was merely a formality. They hadn't produced any new material or played a single show since that one night in Vegas.
Probably didn't fucking talk to each other since then.
In the years that followed, the public finger-pointing began. Sebastian Bach claimed that the band didn't continue because Ted Nugent wasn't interested, quipping that he had too many animals to kill. But Nugent fired back, calling
based
Bach a goofball who wanted to be more of a pop star than a music guy.
I mean, can you blame Ted for not wanting to be in a band with Sebastian Bach? I mean, really?
Recently, as 2020,
blame other people for not wanting to be in a band with Ted.
24, when asked about reuniting with Nugent, Bach simply laughed and said, "I don't think me and Ted could be in a band anymore," and that's an understatement. The show itself, Supergroup, aired for just one season before being canceled. There were plans.
People don't like both. Who do you hate more, Sebastian Bach or Ted Nugent? Let me know in the chat.
For a second all-female season, but the project never materialized due to financial and scheduling issues. Ultimately, the story of Democracy is a cautionary tale. It's an example of the fact that you cannot manufacture chemistry. And while the conflict-driven formula made for compelling reality TV, it was a toxic environment for genuine artistic collaboration. In the end, the legacy of Democracy isn't a 3-song demo or a single concert. It's the legacy of the story itself. A wild, chaotic
ride. There's no legacy. Fucking no one remembered this until you made this video.
That exposed the fragile dynamics of a rock band. VH1 set out to create a supergroup, but what they actually created was a fascinating, short-lived spectacle. The experiment failed to produce a lasting band, but it succeeded in creating an unforgettable moment of reality TV, proving
I think it's pretty forgettable. A lot of people, I didn't remember that was a thing until your video popped up, but yeah, it wasn't rock reality fun in the early 2000s. Definitely going to do a video on those. I can't stand Sebastian. He's an annoying liberal douche. And Ted's the complete opposite. Dude, Skid Row is sick. They're the best hair metal band. I mean, when they came out, it was awesome. I didn't know who either of them until this stream. Don't remember it at all. Exactly. A bunch of divas and prima donnas and scripted content. Yeah, that was funny. Anyway, that is gonna be it for this episode of the Wyatt's Metal Podcast. I have band practice to go to here pretty soon. We have to get ready for Tulminator and our new single that will be coming out within the next 2 fucking weeks, because we're supposed to get the artwork, and literally as soon as I have it, I can set up everything for an actual release. It's coming, I promise. Rock of Love video win. It's going in the fucking video I'll make on all of them for sure. Besides that, have a good metal time. I'm going to see if I get in trouble for my apartment for yelling at that person, but fuck him. Besides that, here's a sneak peek of the new song brought to you by Officer